Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Misty Mountain Streaming. I'm the D&D My name is Rob. These are people whose names are not Rob, and this is Call of Cthulhu. Miskatonic Misadventure is back on Misty Mountain Mondays. Hello, chat. How are you doing? Let us know how things are looking and sounding. Brian is here, but Brian is not here. Brian will be more here in the very near future. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get started with a few things. We will do the introductions, and Brian can play catch-up when he gets here. Maybe that will buy him all the time he needs. Who did I pick on first last time? Let's hear from Katie today.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready to go. Oh, look, there's Brian.
See, I knew it. We did it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is start something else, and here they come. Hi, my name is Katie.
All right, it was meal prepping. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then I'll be ready to go.
Okay, we're already live.
Sounds good. He's fine.
Anyway.
He'll figure it out once he gets back.
Okay.
Let me re-rail real quick.
Yeah,
okay. Sorry. Hi. I'm Katie. I play tabletop roleplay games. Obviously, here I am. I have been playing and dungeon mastering them ever since about 16, 17 years ago, so more than half of my life. I also like to play lots of other video games, and I do digital D&D character art, and last but not least, I also stream here on Twitch. I am playing Hannah Cooper in a secret identity of my previous character, Ellie Walker. And yeah, we're gonna go shoot some people, probably. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
what we do.
It's a new thing we're trying out. It's shooting people.
Yeah.
Mostly they
still
deserve
trying it out.
Certainly these people, so far, they have deserved it.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike. Who are you?
Hello, I am Mike, or Uncle Mike, or Diggy Squirrel sometimes. I've been playing these kind of games since the 80s. Love Call of Cthulhu. Don't get to play it with anybody but these wonderful people, because my normal group is afraid of it. And I am playing Agent Travis Cole of some shady federal government bureau that investigates paranormal activities and such. He is the ex-bodyman, butler, chauffeur, bodyguard of my previous character who got Cthulhu'd right out of the campaign. And so I picked up an NPC and turned him into a 6'6" shotgun-toting federal agent with a bad leg. And I've only shot 2 or 3 people so far, so I'm lagging behind.
Glad to have you back. You also, if you didn't mention it before, you have a YouTube channel where you teach people how to play their games better and make handy charts and resources and things that they can use in their own games.
I do that.
And Brian, we were live.
I didn't realize you were already streaming when I popped in there.
I tried to wait.
Way to go, man.
I only had the headphone halfway on, so I couldn't hear what you said, but
no,
when I
good.
left, I kind of figured that was the case.
Well, welcome back, Brian. Would you like to tell the good people who you are and give them a quick reminder?
Sure, I am Brian, and I am playing Brad Xavier, not so punchy boxer who has a bit of an academic background, so it's kind of counterintuitive in that way. And I have been playing games for a long time. I'm currently developing a couple of different projects. Trying to get back on the horse to writing some gaming stuff, which has always been a passion of mine. And I also run another stream for Misty Mountain on Thursdays, a bi-weekly stream called Winds of Weird Blood Nights, which is based on a supplement that I'm currently writing.
Excellent. And if you didn't know, I am the TheDNDWannabe. My name is Rob. I was among the people that started this channel, and I work for Misty Mountain Gaming, your friendly neighborhood dice company that I hope you've all already heard of before. A couple of quick announcements before we begin the stream. First of all, a thank you to Overnumerousness, who has subscribed for his 27th month. I think that is the standing record on the channel.
Cool.
Over 2 years with this man.
Wait a second. Well, no, I'll let him have that.
Okay. Thank you to Violet Femme, who is one of our streamers as well, who gifted a tier 1 sub to Exquisite Grim. Thank you to X-Ray Sierra, to B Henry, to Tyr the Bard of Tyr, or Ty the Bard of Tyr, and Impossible Girl 11 for following the channel. Appreciate you guys very much. We are Misty Mountain Streaming. We like to tell and experience great stories, and our favorite way of doing that is by playing tabletop role-playing games like Call of Cthulhu. And also, thank you to Sheepish Lamb, who has resubscribed for her 25th month, who made the overlay that you are looking at, and who gave us her first customary pre-stream bit in a while. Welcome back, darling. So glad you are here! I keep seeing your Facebook profile picture updates popping up on Facebook, and it makes me good to see. Does me good to see you and see that you're doing well. Also, thank you to Cypher Road for the follow. Rissa, is that you? Hello. How is it going? Thank you for being here, if that is you, and if it's not you, then thank you for being here nonetheless, whoever you are, you mysterious individual. Before we go too much into the rest of the announcements for the stream, I want to show off that Katie got me a book that we showed off on the last stream.
Oh, nice.
That is the Lovecraft Cocktails, Elixirs and Libations from the Lore of H.P. Lovecraft. And I have prepared one for the evening, actually.
Ooh.
I came thinking I was going to make an old Titus, and realized I brought all the wrong ingredients for the old Titus. I was actually thinking of the Whiskey Fez. So I made the Whiskey Fez for everybody, and I'll read to you what it be. Just because I think that this book is well written and entertaining. Refresh your spirit, or some spirit, with this beauty. It serves as well as you do. So why not reward all your eldritch labors with this sweet and zesty respite? The number of the raspberries shall be 3, and first into the steel they go, followed by ice, the bitter juice, fresh of the lemon and the spirit. With vigor toss them until icy frost creeps into your hand. Into a tall glass put fine sugar, and then pour what emerges from the steel cup, top with a soda, and be satisfied.
That's good.
That's what it says, anyway.
The descriptions are half the fun in that book, honestly.
That's actually pretty tasty.
Yeah,
Might have overdone the
were-
lemon, but that's not bad at all.
We were talking before we started, I have it too, that the
Nice.
mojito tip calls for a pinch of mummy dust, but it says if you don't have any mummy dust, that you can just use cinnamon.
An acceptable substitution in most
Yeah.
circles.
Makes sense.
Cypher Road is Rissa. Hello! Thank you so much for joining us. Rissa is I'm going to get the title wrong. She is involved with business development for GalaxyCon. And
Oh, cool.
we are going to have some stuff to do together very soon that we will probably be talking about here on the stream and in other places.
Very cool.
Exciting.
Actually, started working on one of those.
Yeah! Real quick hellos to people in the chat. See, Majestic Biscuit is here. What's up, Biscuit? Leo Yeager is here. Leo Yeager is going to be at GalaxyCon Richmond, just saying.
Very cool.
Sheepy is here, of course.
Andy!
And Ominous Watermelon is going to be here, who's also here. But you already knew that. She's that one. Last bits of announcements before we begin the stream in earnest. Guys, your weekly reminder that of all of the streams on Misty Mountain Streaming, this one is 18+. This is a horror game that will touch on topics. Was this stifling a yawn or just...
No, that was a gasp.
mocking a surprise. I was going to say...
Nobody had told me.
I was about to say, I'm out of here. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Very nervous now.
If you, we are adults. We are playing an adult game. This is adult fiction, if you will. Perhaps that's going a bridge too far. But we are all comfortable exploring the topics that we have set out before this game ever began, and we're inviting you in on our fun at your own discretion. With that out of the way, before we get into the recap and the rest of this, I promised all of you an investigator improvement phase at the end of the last session.
I
It's
forgot
finally
about
time
that.
for our players
Yes.
to level up.
And I was just talking about how my dice just rolled at 01. Now I need them to go high.
Yeah, so it's good. It's got it out of the way now.
I have the rules open in front of me if you need any help.
You are welcome
Sounds good.
to walk the good people through them. The basics of character improvement in Call of Cthulhu is as you have succeeded in things, as you have gone through the previous sessions, you will have the opportunity, since you succeeded, to become even better at those things than you were. And we're looking for the characters to roll above their scores in these particular things to stand a chance at improving at them. And Mike, as ever, has the fine details on the rules.
All right, so let's start, guys, by anything you have a check mark in. So anytime, to those on the stream, anytime you succeed at a skill without the benefit of using luck for that success, you get to put a little check mark next to it. And anything that you have a check mark next to, you can now try to roll above your current score. And if you roll above your current score, then you may add a D10 of ranks to that. So you might get 1, you might get 10. So that's the first thing to do. So run through those first, and then we'll do more. I'm going to do mine. I actually have quite a few to check.
Y'all do let us know as you succeed or fail on things. Yeah, go for those.
Okay, brawling.
Aww.
Brawling is a failure. I'm already a pretty good brawler.
Okay.
So-
I'm a terrible brawler, and I still didn't raise it. Somehow I rolled a 50.
We'll move on to occult, which I'm also really good at.
Thank you, Sheepy. I appreciate it.
And I got it.
You got it.
Occult is 85, and I rolled an 88.
All right, so you're getting even more knowledgeable on secret things.
We talked about this earlier. Are we stopping at 90 and then doing the thing where each improvement would only go up by 1?
That's the way I would do it.
Yeah,
also,
it's-
if you hit 90, you get sanity for that. So we'll have to look that rule up. But you become so attuned to this subject that you become
that you become more sane.
Basically,
you become more sane. It grounds you.
It's impossible to reach a 90 in something without having some kind of mental discipline. Is the idea?
Right. That's exactly right. My handgun just went up by 8, so I'm a little bit better at shooting people in the face.
My occult went up by exactly 5, so now I am at 90.
Wonderful. I'll be looking up that rule here as y'all go.
Perfect.
My shotgun just went up by 7. Oh, and be sure to turn the check marks off as you go. He said as he was not doing that.
Well, I have everything in pen, so I'm going to have to
My first aid
make
just
notes
went
and
up
then redo my character sheet.
by 2. 2% better at first aid.
I've raised 2 and failed 2 so far.
I
I
really
also
wanted
have a-
brawl to go up, so of course it didn't. My persuade is very unlikely to go up, and yet it does with a 77.
My first aid did not.
My persuade just went up by 7.
Psychology. Let's see what my psychology did. My psychology did improve by 4.
My psychoanalysis goes up by 6.
Spot hidden went up a little bit.
I think everything else that I succeeded in, I used luck. So I'm pretty sure that's
last
the
one is spot hidden,
extent for
and I
me.
rolled a 90, so it goes up as well by 2.
No, I
Oh, wait a minute.
I literally
No,
just rolled a 90. It was really weird
That's what I
that
rolled.
happened right when you said that.
I think
Alright,
this
I'm
happened
done.
before I was marking everything down. I did succeed on a sleight of hand when I stole that book, didn't I?
Unless you used luck to push it, I do know that you
don't
succeeded at
I
it.
think I did. That was the
Remember.
first.
That was probably
that was the
like
first
roll
session.
you ever made. You probably didn't know the rule.
And
at
I
the time.
didn't. Yeah, and I didn't. And my luck didn't go down at all during that session.
I don't
so.
think Rob's gonna bust you on. that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it doesn't matter because I rolled a 21 and didn't succeed anyway.
There you go.
Rob, the next nuance of hero development would have us in downtime spending some time trying to get sanity back. I suggest that you gloss right over that because you really wanted to drive Hannah
Katie
crazy.
insane, yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
if you give her
and
a
we weren't-
break,
Hannah as well as Katie, yes.
And we weren't
yeah.
actually
Yay!
getting down. And we weren't actually getting downtime. It hasn't been too long.
No,
since
this
we
isn't real
slipped through the
downtime.
sphincter.
the idea is you go sit somewhere peaceful that's when you create your characters in Cthulhu, you name a place that you feel calm in, you have an item that calms you, that kind of stuff, and the idea is to go spend time in that place or with that thing or that person. and over
Say a
the
couple of
course of
kumbayas, count some
days,
rosaries,
maybe,
something along
yeah,
those lines.
you get it
Yeah.
back. Yeah. So there's no reason to change any backstory elements based on that. If you think anyone had an outstanding achievement, Rob, which I wouldn't think you did, but you can award, this is usually only once in an investigator's career, probably something you would want to prepare for in advance, but you can give us another talent. These are the starting talents, not the insane
Mm.
talents. So like my lucky or his healthy or her stealthy or whatever.
I think
Right.
I'll just drive you insane instead.
Yeah,
and
that's better.
give you talents that way.
The
That's more
last two
fun.
things I'll just set to save everybody time and say don't apply to us. So the only thing left to do to start the game would be to test luck.
Well, before we test luck real quick,
You found the rule.
I did find the rule. For mastering the skill, you get 2d6 sanity points to your current
Ooh.
sanity.
That's
Now my
nice.
sanity is pretty high, but sanity only goes up to 99 max, or is the max
It goes up to 99 minus your Cthulhu Mythos skill is your maximum.
minus Cthulhu Mythos? Okay, do I have any Cthulhu Mythos yet?
Yeah, he gave you a point or two, I
I
remember.
thought
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I've got one. So that means a 98 is my max. My
Now
current
this is-
sanity is 86.
It is important to
So
know
let's
this is not
see.
raising your max sanity.
Ooh.
It is adding
right.
to your current sanity. So you might just be refilling.
Oh, okay.
You might just be refilling what
Okay,
you
so-
lost.
So I won't go above my max, which
No.
was 90 to begin with. Okay, then I just rolled enough to max out, which means I'm
Wow.
back to 90.
That is not the boat that
Oh.
the other two of us are in.
Sorry, eight. My max sanity goes down with the Cthulhu Mythos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it not?
Yes.
Okay, so
your
my max sanity.
Your max is what's modified by your Cthulhu Mythos. Your current is what you just rolled 2d6 to add to.
Okay, so my max is now 89, and that roll brings me right back up to 89. So
There you go.
I'm the sanest person in the group.
You guys roll your luck and tell me if you roll above or below it.
By far. My sanity is not looking too hot right now.
And I
Oh,
did
she's
roll
one
above
point
my
away
luck.
from an episode.
Yeah. I mean, that's usual, but
I, as usual, rolled above my sanity. I mean, my luck.
So did
Anybody
I.
sees me mugging at the camera, it is because
Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
these elder signs are appearing in the corners of our screens. Everybody is
Ah.
starting the session loaded up with
Thank
luck
you,
and
Super
Ooh,
Slam.
knowledge.
very nice.
Thank you very much. I noticed I didn't have
Awesome,
one, but I
thank
wasn't
you.
going to beg.
At least Biscuit is team keeper.
And unfortunately, the DM has one too, so that could be bad.
Oh, I saw this
Sorry.
neat optional rule, Rob. I read this neat optional Cthulhu rule, Pulp Fiction, that every time we use luck, you should keep a pool and let your NPCs use it.
Yes, I also read this. We were going to discuss that later.
I like that.
Yeah.
interesting.
I did roll above my luck. How much do I roll again?
You roll above your luck, you get 2d10 plus 10 more luck.
Got it.
And our luck cap's at 99 as well, right?
That's correct.
You're getting towards 99 luck. Clearly, I'm not putting enough bad things in front of you.
That wasn't great, but I still have some luck to work with now.
I rolled
I got
99 just now on the luck
17
roll.
more luck.
So
I'd like to say, by the way, to everyone who tuned in and hoped for a Cthulhu game, I'm sorry. We'll get there.
Yes. Hey,
We will.
they understand that there's some bookkeeping for
Exactly.
role-playing games.
Speaking
Yo.
of bookkeeping,
I'm not going to tell Rob how much luck I have.
2d10 plus 10?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that is nice.
I got myself a
Ooh.
Necronomicon.
I like it. Ah,
That's great.
sweet.
I remember us selling that at one of the conventions.
Mm-hmm. Got a nice
Yeah,
leather
it-
cover and
Very cool.
key stained rough
mm.
pages.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Does one of the
Smells
employees
awesome.
pee on it, or do y'all outsource that?
That's, you know what? They found that I seem to have a talent for that, and so they're
Okay.
just letting me follow my passions.
Go to town.
I remember that when you were little.
Rob, it would be crazy if you knew somebody who was really good at calligraphy.
Yeah, right?
I do like
who's
that
not?
cover on the. I might have to pick one of those up.
This
That's
one is
valid.
Katie, I borrowed this from my daughter to entertain your cat.
Oh, sweet.
I haven't seen him. We'll see if he shows up.
Anyway, so if y'all find the Necronomicon, props.
That's it.
Mhm.
Don't let it be say that I don't have props for this streamed game where we
Nothing
never
like
have
virtual
props.
props.
All right, shall we get to rolling dice and playing games, you guys?
Yes,
Sounds
I have
good.
nothing else to prevent it.
All right. I'm gonna have another sip of whiskey fez here.
Everybody's here for the cat. It's a consensus.
He's being demanded in chat. I don't know where he is. He'll show up at some
You ought to
point.
start him his own like
Mike,
Instagram. Or
if you
something.
didn't
I
know,
know.
on Katie's channel, she has an emote in the chat of her cat's face making that derpy face you like.
I have
Oh, yeah,
watched
hold on.
Katie, but I have not picked up on that before.
Hold on.
Oh, and by the way, Brian, I watched about 10 minutes of your stream and was just about to comment and got called away. But someday we need to sit down and talk about Champions because I had a lot of input
absolutely.
on. I played Champions, was the first game I ever played.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got an old picture of me when I was about 13 holding up Champion supplements. I used to love that game.
It's awesome. Anyway, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
No problem. This is, I reiterate to the people watching the stream, we're inviting you to share our tabletop experience, and our tabletop experience sometimes just involves being pals who have similar interests.
Lots of tangents.
So, picking up where we left off, Travis, Hannah, and Brad have escaped an eldritch trap set for them by God knows who, and survived to find themselves in Arkham at Miskatonic University, where friend or previous professor Henry Armitage confesses that the Necronomicon, the real translation of the Necronomicon from his secret stash, has been stolen. Finding those responsible at a pub called the Boathouse underneath a bridge on the Miskatonic River, you confronted the O'Malleys. And some Murphys as well, but the Irish mob seems to have been responsible. You were prepared to perhaps cut your losses here. Seems there have been many deaths all of a sudden, and you were reevaluating what might need to be done when, with little warning, gravity in the tap room has reversed. And everything that was on the floor, including yourselves, lots of broken glass and furniture, is now on the ceiling of the space. Yourselves, an old man by the name of Seamus, and a young man by the name of Dara are here. As you know that there is some sub-level, which is now up, confusingly, where presumably Sean O'Malley and the Necronomicon await.
Yeah, I'm pleased you said that because I was thinking, am I metagaming by assuming that we just got confirmation that the Necronomicon is here? So
It would be an
Seems-
incredible coincidence.
yes, that this guy just happens to be the kind of Irish mobster that can make rooms turn upside down.
Yeah.
Those are so rare in this era. All right. Well, I just fell unceremoniously in a heap as they Neo and Trinity'd down the walls. So
Which one was Neo?
Yeah. Me,
Hannah,
obviously.
obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Well, from the heap on the ground, I gather up anything that might have gotten dislodged and find my footing on the ceiling. Is the ceiling flat? It's not like
yes.
Okay, that would really be annoying.
Yes, it would.
So I look up to the floor, and there was a hole that my errant big caliber pistol shot had put in the floor, now ceiling, where I could see a little light coming through. Does that provide any? Can I spot anything through there? Hear anything through there? See what any movement? Did they seem prepared for what just happened? That kind of thing.
So you look up and it's about a hole through
Sure.
the splintered old boards. You see there is light. You see that you see a floor, a well-lit floor, a little ways away. Every now and again, you think you see something red, but as far away as you are from it, it's very difficult to get much of an impression through that
I assume this
aperture.
this just doesn't strike me as the kind of place that's like well insulated or anything like that, though. I'm wondering, am I hearing what the fuck was that scrambling around? Because now they're above us, I would hear feet,
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I'll let you make a listen check.
Okay, I like making listen checks.
A vaulted ceiling. Sadly, no. Hello, Holdren! What's going on, buddy? I did mention that the book was used last time. Yes. Holdren is pretty much our Danny Carr here. He is the lore keeper of this campaign.
I am not prepared to use as much luck as it would take to make that a success.
I gotta imagine
So
Holdren doesn't drink during these games. Otherwise, I might remember as much as him.
Well, we have an official lore keeper would be great. 'Cause I take all these notes and then I can't ever find anything in my notes.
Yeah.
I always assume I'll remember it, and I never do.
I think that's a common thing.
You mentioned that you don't want to spend that much luck. Are you interested in pushing the roll?
What would be the consequence of a failed listen roll? I'm curious. I want to hear just how clever you are to come up with something here, because I can't think of a thing.
So I would carry your failure forward if you failed this. And I would say that you will be unaware of the next threat. You personally will be unaware of the next threat that presents itself.
Just like I was the last time.
And it worked out great for you.
And it worked out great.
Yeah.
I've even got my bat back. Yeah, I'll push it. What the heck? What's the point of having these ridiculous mechanics if we can't use them? Although, actually that's really stupid because my chance of succeeding is so incredibly low, and you can't use luck on a push roll. I'm glad I just remembered that. So yeah, I have a 1 in 5 chance to succeed, so I do not do that.
Okay. Sorry, just checking out the chat there. Yep. All right. Well, you listen around, and I'll go ahead and give you for free. You don't hear scrambling on the ceiling above you, the ceiling of the floor above you. And with other people just kind of extricating themselves and pushing furniture away that is suddenly where it shouldn't be, and the scraping of glass, and the man took his broom with him, by the way, and he's just completely beside himself at all the mess that is now on his ceiling. So you're hearing the scraping of debris as he begins to tidy it, and yeah, you're not really able to make out anything particularly useful beyond that.
And now the brains that were on the floor behind the bar are dripping down on us.
Aww.
Well, guys, I tried to figure out what was going on. You guys want to jump in, or shall we? What's the condition of the people in the other room? I looked at Brad.
And I kind of shrug and say, well, I slammed the trap door on them and threw a piece of furniture over that. But if whatever's happening here is happening back there, they could be cutting loose right about now, which could create a bit of a nasty situation. I don't think they appreciated what I did to them.
You think they intentionally used the book to get the heavy thing off the trap door? If they're that good with it, that's scary.
I mean, you threw him down the stairs.
But But with that in mind, do I hear anything in that other room? Because that was one room removed.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear any movement in that room?
You can make a listen check.
I can, even though listen is an extremely poor skill for me.
Well, you might have
Everybody's-
better
Ah.
Remember, you have 10 consequence-free luck points in the corner of your window right now.
Which are not going to help me unless I pour in some of my own luck as well.
Which is fine. I mean, you just got back all this luck.
I
You guys
can-
have
I can
so
add-
much luck.
So I can add. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. You know what? But I'm going to do it because I need to know what's going on. So that means I'm going to have to pour another 26 of my own luck into this roll, as well as the 10 bonus luck.
I would have done that, just so you knew. It was going to cost me 66 luck.
66. That's not the number
Yeah.
you want to spend.
Dang.
So for my record keeping here, how much luck was that didn't come from your elder sign?
Let's see. I rolled a 56. My listen is 20. So 26 came
26
out
to your
of
secret pool.
out of my pool. 10 came from the gifted pool.
Gotcha.
That's going to bring me down to 46 luck remaining.
Excellent. I should be using the red pen. Sorry, let me click the red pen a little bit here.
That gives me anxiety from like school days.
Yeah.
I feel like
Now the idea was that luck is for like relevant bad guys. So
Yeah.
like for Sean,
Yeah.
not for Dara or some shit.
Tell me that
Oh.
Dara is not relevant.
He's wildly
He's the
irrelevant.
evil mastermind. You know,
Oh,
all evil masterminds are marked by excruciating mortal acne, not agony. Yes. So with the success in the next room, you hear movement. Yes, it doesn't sound like someone walking around. It doesn't sound like several someones. It doesn't sound like anyone sneaking around. But there is, there's clattering over there, as if there are things moving.
Does it sound like the furniture fell to the ceiling?
At this particular point, you do not hear that sound, as it
Okay.
has already happened. It is not still happening.
Right.
If
right.
it did happen in there.
Guys, there's a door back there. We can't let them go. We got. I don't run, but I do my best to hobble in that direction, encouraging them to outpace me.
To just make Brad's role relevant, by the way, you'd say a single entity is moving in the other room.
Ew. Well, I listen. It sounds like someone's moving in there, but there was at least half a dozen of them down under that trap door. So that's kind of odd.
We can't let the book get away, and we can't let them run off with your friend.
I have a question about something that would have happened before that this occurred.
Okay.
Like when the room turned. Well, okay, let me go back. When the room turned, I was opening the front door,
Yes.
right? My intention was to grab the bat that I had left outside,
Uh-huh.
very close to the front door, like around the corner.
So close.
During the flip, was it possible to have snatched that before falling into the ceiling, or no?
No.
Okay. I just want to know if I could have the bat.
You have lost Travis's bat, probably forever.
I'm sorry, Travis. I'll get you a new bat.
Louisville
Oh,
Slugger.
I have like $40. Okay, that's enough. For
That one still had the blood of the demon hamster on it. It was lucky.
I forgot about the
Well,
demon hamster.
We can get you some new blood. It's fine.
Oh shit! I know who's moving around in the other room. What the hell was his name? The guy that I beat the hell out of?
Barlow.
Barlow. Because he's still in the other room. Also, I grabbed Garlow gave me a gun, and I grabbed the gun that he had. So what are the two guns that I now have?
Oh, good.
Like-
So he's unarmed in there.
Yeah. So things are going great for him. We agreed.
Just so I know for future reference.
We agreed he favored Colt revolvers.
Okay. And are
Yeah,
both
we were
guns
using
the
a
same?
45 revolver because that's what I've got, and we just used my numbers.
Yeah. He thinks they're cooler than slightly newer weapons.
They're more reliable. That's why Travis carries it.
And the awesome thing is I didn't pay for either one of them.
Nope. And if he dies, you can inherit them. He'll never ask for them back.
Oh,
Right, so
I've got 2 guns, so that can be arranged.
Yeah.
All right.
So yes,
I'm
you're
trying to make my way
progressing.
in there. I say, don't lose my bat. And I'm trying to make my way into the back.
Haha. Yep. That's fine.
So the inconvenient part is this is roughly a 10-foot ceiling to this pub area, and the
Gotta
handle.
climb to the door.
You are quite tall, so this is less of an issue for you, really. But it's going to require a little bit of acrobatics. It's not an insurmountable thing. You know, you like drag a chair with you as you go, and you set it there, and you kind of give yourself one leg up, and you're able to access the handle and open.
So ceiling's 10 feet up, which means with a flipped room, the handle's what, 7 feet up?
Thereabouts. So yeah, it shouldn't really be a problem.
So if we get it open, the top of the door is only going to be 4 feet up.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's going to have to kind of swing a leg, you know.
Right.
I can boost you in there too and just make it easy on us or whatever. But so
Cool.
Just for the sake of trying to get my bearings,
Mm-hmm.
the front door is open because Hannah was opening it. Is outdoors upside down?
You stop and kind of look over your shoulder, and
Yeah, I've got to. I mean, it just dawns on me: is the whole world upside down? Because if it is, then nothing's upside down except us, and then I lose 4 sanity.
Well, it is not just you because the furniture fell, but yes, outside seems correct. The Miskatonic River is still up or down, or you know, it seems where it should be. I mean, you aren't,
Okay.
but it is probably.
So is the top of the open door 4 feet up from us, from where we're standing?
The top of the open door.
Okay, because the room's upside down. So the floor is now 10 feet above us.
Yeah.
I'm using
Door
my
is
own
6
room.
feet long.
Mm-hmm.
So the top of that door would be like this level, right?
Most
Chest level.
Let's say that the door is.
I know perspective is screwed up on something like this.
It is difficult. The door's. Yeah, it's
I guess
manageable.
the thing-
There's like a 3-foot little hop.
The thing
that
I'm
you
trying to
make.
figure out is if I could stick my arm outside and if I would feel a shift in gravity, indicating that
He's doing
this is a very localized effect.
This
Or
is
if it would
how
make
you
me
go
sick and I
crazy,
would-
Brad.
If you want to go
Hey,
over and play
I
with
just
it, you
maxed
can.
out my sanity. I've got a few points to play with. All right.
Now you still
So-
lost everything you've lost. You're still tracking that, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
I'm just gonna go through that other door into
Okay.
the room with Barlow.
All right.
Yeah, that's
So
where we're
Cole and
going.
Travis are heading to the back room. Brad is gonna go investigate.
I want to experiment.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You go to the front door and you stick your hand out, and you you have to finagle a little bit because you have to get up to the handle to try and massage it and open it up because Hannah had not completed opening the door as
Oh, okay.
everything flipped. But you take a few moments and you do so, and you do not perceive
Any difference?
The hairs on your arm don't start flying in a different direction as you reach.
I don't
and
feel any
your-
pressure one way or the
your
other.
sleeve
How
doesn't
long
go
are the
one direction.
hairs on his arm?
That's up to him. That's between him. I assume he has some.
It's
Not my
Yeah.
felt.
It's weird.
No, you don't distinguish a difference.
I frown, turn around, and follow them.
And you kind of stick your head out for a second and look down, and you are looking down at sky.
Kind of shake my head, get my bearings, and then follow them.
Travis, as you open the door, you look into the room, and much like the one you are leaving, all of the furniture on this room is, to your perspective, on the floor.
Right.
There's a large tub, or sorry, not a large tub, a large box, like a chest, where an anchor and some other things seem to have previously been kept. That's kind of discombobulated and broken where it has fallen. You see that there is a trapdoor that is now on the ceiling, where gravity has just pulled the door open, and it is swinging limply down. There's also several bodies on the floor here, and one of them is moving. And it is the bloodied and battered body of Alvin Barlow, who is scraping around in the wreckage, muttering somewhat incoherently to himself.
Unless Hannah is just going for a climb roll, I'm going to boost her in, because I figure that's, again, never treating Hannah like a damsel in distress, but she's, a foot shorter than me. So.
True. I mean, she's 5'6", yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right. Relatively tall for this era, but still. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too proud to take Travis's help.
I say, Barlow, we're coming, man. You look injured. Be still until I can doctor you a bit.
Yeah, can I run over to him and see if he's okay?
Yeah, you're both.
Yeah, I mean,
and then I pull myself in, I'm sure very ungracefully. It's sort of a heap of weapons and coat and 6'6", 40 dexterity person.
Chuck your bat utility belt as you go.
Yes.
Hannah, I would ask you to make a medicine roll or first aid of some kind, but you know exactly what happened to him because you watched all of it happen, and you know he is not in a good way. He has had all kinds of the fight beaten out of him, and then while he was down, was beaten over the back of the head with the palm of Brad's fist.
Yeah.
He does not look fighting fit, but he does look alive, and that's got to be worth something. Right. And as he sees the two of you clambering in, "Oh, it's you lot. Bastards got me from behind. Never saw them coming. What did they do to this room?"
I think they've got a hold of the book and are messing with it. And I think it's probably in there. And I point into the trapdoor.
Well, we can stack all this rubbish into a ladder of sort. Have you seen my gun? Bastards took my gun. Maybe they have some extra guns.
I've got one you can borrow, but first hold still, and I grab a towel and try to do a quickie first aid. I ask Hannah to help me. To see if we can't maybe, staunch the bleeding from his head.
All right. I will give one of you a bonus die from the other one's assistance, but only one of you can make the check, and only one of you can improve.
What's your first aid?
Typically, the way that I'm just telling you, because I wrote this up for the whole thing, the way the roll works is 2 people can combine on it, is why I was suggesting it. It's a specific rule to try to make it succeed. I wouldn't give us a bonus die, but it's just to try to make sure somebody gets a successful result. My rule would be if either of you roll a critical failure, it still counts. You see what I'm saying? But that's the rule. The rule is we both roll and you use the best, if you care to use the rule.
I am content to do either my suggestion or yours, but of course not both. You may not both roll and both get bonus dice and both.
No, I wouldn't think I don't think we should get bonus die at all, because this really should probably take more time than we're willing to spend on it.
Well, I'm content with either method, whichever you guys would prefer in this instance.
I suspect neither of us are particularly good at this, so why don't we both just roll it?
Yeah, I'm not good. I definitely put points into it, but I'm not good. I figured in Hannah's profession, she might have picked up some things, but not really. She's not a nurse.
Yeah, I failed by 6, so if you don't succeed, I'll burn luck and at least get him to stop bleeding.
Let's see. I have not succeeded. Nope, not even close.
And you're not less than 6, I assume. So I burned 6,
Yeah.
and he
critically
gets.
failed, did you, Katie?
No, I'm off by 28. I rolled a 58 and I would have needed a 30.
Okay.
He gets 3 hit points back, and he is stabilized.
Okay.
And I am 6 luck poorer, and I did not get a check mark.
Am I entering the room while this is happening, or am I still playing around with the door?
You can come in as they're finishing the patching up process here.
Did I hear Barlow's comment about getting cold cocked?
Let's say no. That was too early in the conversation.
Okay, because I was actually going to suggest the same thing to him since he didn't see me coming.
You do see me slide my 45 out of my armpit holster and hand it to him. And I say, "We'll find your pistol, man."
Does he make eye
Much
contact
obliged.
with me when he's
Much
handing the? Okay, I was gonna like shake my head when he handed it, but apparently it's too late for that.
Now I can get my revenge on them.
Oh, as I hand it to him, I mean, if it takes time, and I'm still watching this hole, but I'll put another bullet in it, so it was down 1 bullet, so
Okay.
I'll hand him a fully loaded gun.
You'll flip it open and
Spin it.
give it a spin, give it a quick inspection, flip it back. Says, skimped on the bone handle, I see. Well, it's all right. It'll do in a pinch.
I try not to be too ostentatious.
Right, well, when is all this mess? Anyway.
Well, we came here after peering through the blue glass and determining that a woman that Hannah described as a spectacular beauty was to be the recipient from these Irishmen of the book. I still hesitate and never say the name of the book, and that the leader of this group, a certain Sean, who I believe is in the ceiling basement, was to be the one to hand over the book. Whether that has taken place or not, I don't know, but the whole upside down bar thing makes me think that someone with some sort of ability to either read the book or turn bars upside down is in there. Or both, for that matter. But I would like to get the book back, and I'd still like somebody to explain to me how I came to leave the party. I just leave it at that, knowing the other two understand what I mean. So, I assume there's not another way out, but maybe there is up there? I mean, I'm trying to picture the upside down. So now the basement is aimed up. Could they just like bust through the floor and climb on the now roof and jump in the river? Like, I'm trying to figure out all the ways they could get out of here.
As far as you are aware, the 2 exits from this place are in the room you were currently in and the room you have just left. There are
vacated,
others you are not certain. However, to Brad's affidavit, it is possible if you leave this place right now, you might fall infinitely into the sky.
Okay, that I don't know how I don't lose sanity on that.
Well, you lost sanity on it last time.
I'd like to think that I didn't think of that. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't think of that. Because my next idea was,
would you like to lose some sanity? I can.
Shouldn't one of us go outside and watch to make sure they don't make a third exit?
Nope.
I kind of point out, I didn't think about this before. Maybe we should have thrown something out there.
Out where?
Out the front door. To see
She already
see
threw a bat out the front door.
I did not do no.
So I stop and I say, I reached out there. I didn't feel any different, but I'm not real keen to go stepping out and falling into the sky. So I would like to see if this effect is localized.
Yeah. Travis, when you left your bat on the ground, I didn't foresee that gravity would stop working. That's a new one.
That's
I'm
It's
sorry.
reasonable, but in the future,
I-
you should consider that it might.
I've learned.
As they're discussing that, I'm kind of turning sideways. It's a
Like
bat.
talking to a dog.
Huh?
Alvin
Not
says,
quite getting it.
"Look, we'll get you another pet if your bat flew away. In the meantime, we have greater pressing
This
issues."
is a weapon. It's a cosmic bat.
Oh, I've not encountered a cosmic bat.
It did fly away though.
I'm very attached to that bat.
Look, it'll come back
All right, that's
somewhere.
fine. Let's
eventually.
just focus on the task at hand, which is climbing into the basement ceiling and getting the magic book that makes bars turn upside down. I think that's the reasonable thing we should focus on.
As you all right, what is the plan?
I'm going to throw Hannah into the hole in the ceiling. She'll
Okay.
shoot and
Hold
then
on.
fall back down.
It's like
No,
whack-a-mole.
no.
with guns.
Hold on.
Exactly.
Let me
Hey, I'm
make
just
a
saying
few
there are no
changes.
stupid ideas. Except that one, maybe.
Yeah. You're
Um,
saying that. I'm saying
okay.
there are stupid ideas.
Okay, here's my idea. I am both faster and smaller than both of you, assumedly. Stack some things, and there are stairs attached to the trapdoor. So theoretically, that it could be used as a ladder of sorts from this angle. I think, if I'm thinking about that right. Let me go up there very quietly and sneakily and just see what's going on before you two go in there and, give us away.
I think that's a
And
great
then
idea.
We can kind of see what's happening from there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and build our tower to the ceiling basement.
Yes.
So in case we do have to join you, we have a method of doing so.
Yes. And, right. And we might not want to bring Mr. Barlow. Just a suggestion.
Oh, fighting the O'Malleys? I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Well, Mr. Barlow, somebody has to make sure that the O'Malleys don't follow us from behind. Now, wouldn't it be much more embarrassing if you
killed
were to
them
be
all.
shot? You think so, but
No, there's two alive in there.
yeah.
There
I
are.
mean, could be and numerous.
That was a bad admission.
No, they're both reasonable. One of them has agreed to not
Wait.
run off for fear of us turning him into a goat or something. I don't know. I forget what I said. And then
We don't
the old
kill
man
those two.
doesn't seem to be a problem at all.
I understand. We killed him on the way out.
No.
We're gonna put a pin in that.
Bad. No.
Voodoo, I like it.
You get experience for that. give yourself a D10. Give yourself a D10 luck on me.
let
You
my
have
eye-
60 luck now.
I let my eyes kind of drift towards Travis and Hannah, and kind of rub my knuckles again, and look back towards Barlow.
So we're all shrugging.
Alvin shrugs too. Everyone was doing it.
I say, I think Hannah's idea is as good as any.
Let me just.
I
See
turn back towards
what
Barlow.
the state is. Oh no, you.
I turn
you
back
go ahead.
I turn back towards Barlow. I know they cold cocked you, but can we cut down on the indiscriminate shooting?
Make a.
We might have some questions.
Make a charm. Oh, all right. You have a reason. Make a persuade, please.
All right, persuade.
I like that being the difference in charm and persuade.
Yep.
You have a reason for asking me to do something other than your own gratification.
Can I use fast talk? Because I'm a little better at that.
You already rolled?
No.
Then yes.
All right.
Just putting it off, tabling it for now.
And I am 5 short of my 25 fast talk, so I will use 5 points of luck to succeed.
All right, excellent. All right. Questions. Good thinking. And they're well informed, the two out there, then.
Clearly.
Mhm.
Excellent.
One of them was present for the deed, and the other seems to be a permanent fixture in this place.
Top marks, Xavier.
Thank you.
We'll beat answers out of them later. But
My specialty.
No indiscriminate
You-
killing. I'll follow your lead.
Fair enough.
Even I'm a fan of discriminate killing.
I knew I liked you.
When necessary.
All right, we build.
Even I discriminately kill. Just Irish mobsters. That's my discrimination.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'd be like in a hotel, like having dinner right now if that kid hadn't threatened to hunt me to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
You tried to stab me.
Yeah, but you were still making peace and trying to leave,
I was,
throwing
Yeah.
people's bats out in the bushes.
I mean,
Um,
Do I need to explain what happened to the bat, or?
no, I want it
No.
to turn up at some point in the future in the hands of one of my enemies, and it be what pisses me off.
I'll tell the Discord later.
We build a tower to. No, if you want to tell, that's fine. You want me to take my headset off?
So you remember that? Sure, you can take your headset off real quick. For the sound, he's gonna enjoy continuing to bring this up, and we're gonna let him enjoy continuing to bring this up for the benefit of everybody else. When the Murphy kid ran out of the bar, when Michael Murphy ran out, you all heard a splash. He was not planning to run outside and throw himself into the river. He ran outside, stepped on the bat rolled, he skittered himself into the drink, and the bat bounced off the wall and rolled into the Miskatonic and is floating down to some other part of the story. There.
oh no.
Now we all know.
Whoops. Don't trust me with bats. We've learned.
All of my stories include a lot of gesturing, Mike.
Yeah, I don't notice it as much. When
I'm
I can
Italian, you know. Babidi boopy. Anyway.
Anyway, so we build.
Irish people are already
Hannah's-
going to be upset at my accent. I might as well get the Italians too.
We build a chair tower to the floor.
Okay, wonderful. And Hannah
Door.
is bravely climbing up to the top of it.
Yes.
It is a little. It is slightly perilous, only in that most of the things being used to do it are now somewhat structurally compromised. There's a loose nail in the table, and the chair is missing a support. But it's not altogether too difficult, especially since you're the lightest one in the party. And you make your way to the floor and give a quick peek up. What you see is a stone stairwell heading down to another door, which is swinging ajar. And there is light through that aperture. From where you are, you are looking to what seems to be an empty ceiling in that room. Which is noteworthy only in that the ceiling in the two rooms you just left were cluttered with furniture.
Okay, wait.
The
So
ceiling
the
being the
surface
floor.
I can see would be the floor.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, so the floor is empty. I mean, so the previous floor, now the ceiling is empty.
Yes.
Okay. How far, so like if I'm very roughly judging distance, you know, like from this door to this door, from that door to the now ceiling, like how large is the room that I'm looking into past the stairwell? You know what I mean? Like, is the ceiling like 40 feet away, 10 feet, like a regular sized room, or?
You cannot see the extremities of it.
Okay.
Through the
Is
crack
that
in the
because of a
ajar
lack of
door.
light or because of distance?
It is because of distance and the fact that the door is not fully open.
Okay. I am being as quiet and as stealthy as humanly possible. I'm gonna look back at the other two and say, I'm gonna climb up the stairs really quick and just see what's going on in this room. Just hold on a moment. And I'm going to do that.
Okay. You see.
I just whisper, be careful not to fall up.
Best.
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Right.
Pardon me. You see Hannah's ankles disappear as she proceeds into the inverted stairwell above you. Hello, Raiders, by the way. Welcome from Playotic Games. What's going on, my dudes and dudettes? Hello, True Potato Wife.
Oh, quite a few.
Monkey Dude, what's up? How y'all doing? Yes.
Welcome.
So, barring any calls from the people down below, Hannah, you start making your way along the ceiling. It's basically a ramp, because the top of this stairwell is just curved and smooth and stonework. So it's not the easiest of going, and you're trying to do this very stealthily,
Yes.
with no real equipment. I would invite you to... It's also been damp and probably moldy. They're not a very tidy bunch, except for the man with the broom, who does not sweep ceilings most of the time. I'm going to give you the opportunity
Fair.
to make a climb check.
Ooh,
Try and
okay.
do this as well as you think you should.
Okay.
Unless you fail abysmally, you will succeed in getting up there. Just might not be with grace and stealth.
Right, okay. And for what it's worth, I feel like Hannah would also probably have her, like, she's got like a really small dagger. Probably have that out to kind of have like a hold in something on the wall in case she does slip.
Okay.
I feel that's worth mentioning. I don't think it will affect my roll, but if I do fail abysmally, it might affect what happens after that.
Yeah, you might
Might
yourself
affect
when
your
you
push.
fall.
Yeah.
You have to come up with justifications for pushes, so that's a good one.
Well, that's not a success, but it's not too far off from a success. I rolled a 28. My climb is at 20.
You want to
So-
just pop that
you
elder
gotta
sign?
make that. Yeah.
I was gonna say now seems like a good time to use that 10 elder sign luck to push that into a regular
Ooh.
success.
No more protection of the elder sign for Hannah Cooper. All right. You begin to make your way up. You don't use the dagger. You think that might make a little bit of a clinking or a scraping sound. Instead, you just find the cleanest spots and dig fingernails into bits of mortar and start making your way towards the doorway above and ahead of you. For those of us just joining us, gravity has been flipped in the bar that they have been in, and they're trying to make their way to the secret mob hideout beneath it by ascending into the basement. It has caused a lot of very confusing phrases as we try and determine exactly what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
As you make it to the top of the doorway, and peek in, the scene that you see before you is a rather ordinary room by the standards of what you have come from. There is furniture correctly on the floor as you are approaching from the ceiling. There is a small group of people standing at the far end of the room, and between the two of you is a table and a few chairs. There are crates and barrels lining the walls of this place. In fact, now that you look at it, the table is a wooden series of planks set on top of an upturned barrel. There are bottles of whiskey and glasses set, still half full, on that table. And this very scared bunch of men are huddled next to that door on the far side, having a whispered discussion with one another, and looking nervously, not in your direction, but at the door.
Okay.
Oh, you, Hannah.
So wait, is the room I'm looking into like normal gravity? still?
Yes, you seem to be on the wrong side of gravity from the room in front of you.
Okay. Okay. The people who are in the corner. First of all, how many people do I see? Like in the room?
You see 3.
3.
And
okay.
they are all men in almost uniform, brown pants, dark suspenders, and white shirts.
Okay.
Somewhere between their 20s and 40s.
Okay. The one's whispering in the corner. Are either of them turned towards me to where I can try to read their lips and see what they're saying?
They're in a little huddle, as a matter of fact, so you're not getting a very good view of any particular person's face.
Okay.
I know you can read lips. You may be able to get snatches of things, if you would like to attempt to roll. But even with a good roll, you are not likely to get the entire picture of the conversation.
Right. I would like to attempt a roll just to see if I catch anything.
Okay.
So a little bit of information is better than 0 information. Plus, I want to improve that skill. I mean, it's not great, but we'll see what happens. Okay, no, that is a fail, unfortunately.
When you're failing, always let me know if you fail critically.
Yeah, no, it was not a critical fail. I rolled a 56, and I would have needed a 35.
Got it. Okay.
This is not important enough to me to try to push or use luck for it.
Okay.
Okay. Do the 3 guys, do they have any like visible weapons? Like guns out in their hands or bats, for example?
Cosmic bats. Missing cosmic bats.
See, one of them you see the butt of some gun sticking out of the pants of one, and another one is holding a knife. It's not a Crocodile Dundee knife, and it's not a Whitland the Virgin Mary knife. It's a pocket knife. Well, you took
Hold up. Keep going.
You was Whitland on a Madonna, if you remember.
Yeah. Michael Murphy, yeah.
The third one you can't see well enough to really tell.
Okay. All right, I'm going to lower myself back down.
Okay.
To where I am close enough to kind of look through the trap doorway to Travis and...
Okay. So you're going all the way back down to the bottom of the stairs?
Yeah,
Brad.
Brad, yeah. The Brad and Brian are so close together.
I was reading your face, and Brian wasn't going to help you. He was going to make you suffer, so...
No, I could see you searching for it. I figured.
I keep wanting to call your character Brian because Brad.
Me too.
Anyways.
The PR is really it throws you.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going all the way back into the room. Not going all the way back in the room, but it did. I have the memory issues of a goldfish.
My character's name will be 2 letters different from my own.
I had a character in one of my very long-running campaigns who insisted on giving his character the name. His character's name was the real name of one of the players at the table.
Yes.
Oh, just to mess with it.
That's excellent.
Amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna go back down just enough to be like in communicating distance. And just be like, hey, there's 3 guys. They look really spooked. I think we got them though.
Did you see any other ways to get out of this place while you were down there? And Mike honestly wasn't listening to all of it, so I don't. Did you?
In my cursory glance of the room, did I notice any doors?
So I'm assuming you didn't open the door all the way to see the entirety of the room, since you were trying to be stealthy and you didn't want these guys to potentially notice that. But in what you could see of the room, no.
Okay. Nothing
Unless
that I saw.
that door that they were huddled up against is a way out.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so there was a door. Just...
So you've seen one door that you don't know what's behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, look,
And
My
the
whole
gravity is
thing
normal.
is things like the book don't just need to be floating around the neighborhood. So I'm not going to stop until we stop people who
Yeah.
are trying to get their hands on the book and preferably locate the book. And I don't say what the last part of that is, which is then throw the book in the river. But
Yeah.
so I've got to somehow scramble my giant ass through what you just climbed through like a spider monkey.
Hey, there's ropes in that room. Hand me the end of one, and I'll tie it to the top of the top / the previous bottom of the stairs. And you guys
Love
have
it.
some assistance on climbing up. And we're like I
Awesome.
said, we're next to like a dock with some boats, so there should be plenty of rope left.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I give you whatever rope I find that I think would hold my weight.
So they're going through that. I'm just gonna say, as an aside, did you see what they were afraid of?
I tried to see what they were talking about, but they were very huddled together, and it was a bit too far away, and I didn't stick around to focus on it. They did have a gun that I could see, and one of them had a knife, but they don't seem particularly threatening compared to the men we've just dealt with upstairs. Downstairs?
All right.
All right.
You all
Let's
hear.
do it.
I'm ready.
Mary, preserve us! She's possessed! She's clinging to the ceiling like a damn demon! And you look back behind you, Hannah, and one of these Irish guys, the one with the gun tucked in his belt, is staring up at you, just absolutely gobsmacked that you are Spider-Manning on the ceiling of
That
the
is
stairwell
awesome.
from
Yeah,
his
you are
perspective.
Spider-Manning. You're not even having to grip like Spider-Man. You're just sitting there like cross-legged having a conversation.
Right. Dude, the funny thing would be like all my like clothes would be normal, so like from his perspective it would just be absolutely insane. I hope that man lost
your
some sanity
hair is
points.
pointed at the ceiling as far
Right.
as he can tell.
If that man did not lose some sanity points, I swear.
He shoves his hands down to reach for the gun in his pants and just like knocks it down his pants leg, and it's on the floor, and he's like trying to reach the gun on the floor through his pants leg and kind of falls down. On his buddies are rushing up to him, and this is the scene we find ourselves in as we're going to roll initiative this week. As one man incapacitates himself in clumsy fear.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Hey, Freaky Fro, how's it going? Dancer's here, Dabs is here.
Oh,
The
no.
gang's all showing up.
Freaky froze me.
Oh, that's you. That is you. I remember now. I don't credit you as a Freaky Fro, my man. I apologize. I don't
That's
find
because you've only seen me without hair.
I don't consider you particularly freaky or Fro-like.
Huh.
So
All right, the best roll I'll ever get was just for initiative, but at least I finally made an initiative roll.
to
This is
remind
just like
everyone,
a dex check, right?
yes,
Yeah.
in normal Cthulhu, you do not roll for initiative. We're doing it because I think it's more fun. So let me know what level of success you achieve in your initiative roll, and we will compare that to the O'Malley's. How did we do,
Hard
Travis?
success.
Hard
success.
I rolled
Which
an 01.
isn't- Oh,
You rolled a 1?
that's
I
an
rolled a
extreme
1.
success.
Well, that
Oh,
That's like critical success, actually.
probably means
Yeah.
Brad's going first. Can you match that, Hannah?
No, I have a regular success with a 75.
Okay.
Amazing that is
Yeah.
a regular success.
Look,
That is a colossal failure for me.
my dex is a 90. If I don't get there first, something has happened.
I only have 190, and that is my size.
Yeah.
That
Also,
all important skill. I mean, stat. Size.
my strength is also disturbingly high. I've got like a sleeper build going on.
Thank you, Sheepy. I see it now. Wonderful. Well, the O'Malley's got a regular success, but they're not as dexterous as Hannah, so she will be going first. Let's see how Alvin does. Alvin also is right in there with the O'Malleys. He'll go last.
Well, we look forward to him unloading his gun in the next 2 rounds.
And all the while saying bang, bang, bang.
So
He
like
would.
that. That's
He
actually
would say
good.
bang.
Hannah's the only one who's gone through the opening, right?
Yeah, so you are currently still on the ground, facing the debris tower, ascending to the Irish accent and presumably danger.
So did I
Getting really good at this.
did I hear the O'Malley talking about Spider Woman crawling
yes.
around there? Okay,
Oh, yes.
so I'm gonna scramble up that
top of his
tower.
Irish lungs.
I'm gonna scramble up the tower and get up into that room as quickly as I can.
Okay, now you are doing this quickly, which I'm going to give you the opportunity to make a climb check here so that you don't bust this, because Hannah ascended slowly, methodically, carefully, stealthily. And it's not that. If you fail, I'll go ahead and let you know the consequences. You're not going to hurt yourself or anything. You're just going to destroy the means of getting up there, and we'll have to be rebuilt.
Kind of stop everybody else. But my climb skill is pretty solid, so I have faith.
Best of luck.
Right. And that is going to be a 37, which is a normal success.
Okay. You clamber right up. Now, Hannah, I imagine you kind of like prone, whispering down to these guys. You will kind of need to, or at least crouched. She's kind of occupying the doorway.
Okay.
So you have to circumnavigate her a little bit just to not, share the same few inches of space here. And you see the shadows of other O'Malleys approaching the door. They haven't made it there yet. And then this one guy, like, in a heap, like a child learning how to dress himself, above you at the foot of the stairs.
Nice analogy.
And okay, so wait, let me get this straight. So I'm looking through the opening. I can see one of the O'Malleys, or
So
I'm not quite following.
You have abandoned the tower. You are in the stairwell, are you not?
I'm in the stairwell, yes.
Okay.
So, and I can see one of the O'Malleys. Is this one making a threatening move towards Hannah?
He would if he could be. Instead, he is wearing his pants leg like a sleeve, reaching for a gun on the floor, which is your ceiling.
Okay.
Finally have a picture of it now. That's
Can I get the gun? Can I get my gun out and fire it at him?
Yes.
Still within this turn. Then that's what I'm going for.
Okay. He is a prone target, or might as well be. So I will say that you have a bonus die to shoot this man.
Nice. And I'm gonna need it because the first roll was not fantastic.
Okay. Just roll the tens place again, and
okay.
That's how the bonus
So
dice work.
if just so quickly,
Ooh.
if you're firing
Okay.
at a prone target, that's a penalty die. If you are firing while prone, you get the bonus die. So if you're laying down, it gives you the ability to aim. But if you're firing at somebody that's laying down, you get a penalty.
It's true. He is essentially above this man, however. So it's not
Oh,
like
no,
he's...
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just I can't picture the scene. I just wanted to clarify what you said, so you do what you want to do.
So I
Yeah.
mean, I can see what you mean because if he's prone, he creates a smaller target.
That's right.
From where I'm looking at him, am I seeing his entire body? Because then I don't think he would get the advantages of being prone.
So roll with your bonus die, because instead of being on level ground with someone who is sharing the same gravity as you and trying to hit a smaller presenting target because they are prone, you are basically shooting at a still form of a person above you.
Yeah.
The
So
bonus
it's like you have a higher vantage point on him, basically.
Yeah.
My bonus die gave me an extreme success
Okay, brilliant.
because it turned it into an 08.
Extreme is piercing or is critical piercing? I think extreme is
So
piercing.
this is a gun, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you do whatever your max damage would be.
Impaling strike, that's what it is.
It's an impaling strike. So so you're using a 45. It's a D10
Yes.
plus 2. So you do 12, and you roll another D10 and add that to the 12.
Perfect. That's going to be 21 total.
21 total. All right. How do you hit this man and kill him in one shot?
Okay, so when he looks up, my bullet hits him right in the top of the head, and we see an explosion from the back of his neck as I clear out all of the gray matter in between.
There's more of.
Something along those lines.
He didn't suffer. That's good.
And he falls. He's dead. You have taken your one action. And remember, you can do multiple things. You just have to decide all of the things you're going to do at the start of your turn, and then you will take penalty depending on how many of them you did.
I mean, I was assuming based
so-
on the fact that I had to climb the whole tower we built that would probably be the limit of my action, but
That is a fair assumption, but remember, this is not D&D. There, you can squeeze as
Got it.
much as you want to as you get progressively worse at all of those things.
well, since I didn't announce any of it, I'll keep that in mind for future. But since I didn't announce any of it, we'll leave it at that.
Excellent. All right. That will bring us to Mr. Cole.
Look at Travis going at a reasonable time.
I know.
It required me to roll a 10
Proud.
to go this fast. So, unlike the spider monkeys with whom I share this group, I choose, and seeing that Hannah's wispy frame, but still more than I'd rather is in my way. I'm going to spend my entire round fishing for a bonus die to carefully get up there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I will tell you, if you are yeah, that's fine.
I have before you go on.
Travis realizes there's nothing. He will not contribute to whatever is going on. He just heard a gunshot.
Mm-hmm.
He is not going to contribute if he brings the tower of basement ceiling access down. It's going to be over before he ever rebuilds it.
I have one small question. We had already established that based on when Barlow killed those people, I had never seen anyone killed before.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I just killed somebody for the first time, is that going to require a sanity check?
Tell me, would it from a man like Brad?
Based on what's happened today, probably not.
Okay.
But it was a thought because it was something we established.
That is fair. I think seeing brain matter twice in one day, I think you're probably dead into it. The fact that you were the person that pulled the trigger, maybe that will come back later. But for the time being, you're just trying to get through the situation.
The shock is
Keepers
set
do
in.
that before. After the whole thing is over, give the players like a nervous break.
Kind of give them a
When the
trauma
adrenaline's
trauma
gone, I
roll.
like that. I think that's cool.
I think that is a great thing for you to role play. I'm not going to mechanically flick that on you now.
Okay, sounds good.
So with that, Travis, you can make a roll with a bonus dice here.
Great.
And remember, you can spend luck on bonus die rolls, just not.
I understand that.
Oh, I'm
but
mostly telling the chat.
I would mostly like to succeed at this. That's what I was really going for, because then someday I'll be able to climb. Look at that. I just made a 17 against a 20 thanks to the bonus die.
Nice.
Excellent.
Thanks to the bonus die. So I say, pardon me, my the butt of the shotgun hits Hannah in the forehead like 4 times as I'm going past her.
Yes.
And I kind of roll over on my back on the ceiling floor, and I go, I made it.
Alvin calls up to you and says, "Would you move things along? I can't discriminately kill people if you're in the way."
I just give him a thumbs up as I'm kind of out of breath. I'm reflexively feeling for my cigarette case, even though I don't intend to light one right now. Actually, if I can have a flavor cigarette lit while I lay here on my back on the ceiling, I'm going to put a cigarette in my mouth.
Yeah, that's fine. You lit one while Hannah was off reconnoitering. Unfortunately, when you fell to the ceiling, you realized that you landed on the cigarette pack, and they all have a kink in them now. There's more in the car. There's got to be.
There's plenty more. There's cartons in the trunk.
Hannah, we're to you.
Okay. Wow, there's a lot going on in this space that was formerly only occupied by me.
Yeah, you're all kind of like twisted up right here.
Right. The first thing I'll probably do is do my best to extricate myself from that by going up a couple of steps. Hoping that I have...
Steps.
well, steps. Steps, I don't, rungs on the now ladder, whatever you want to call it. Hoping that my previous footholds and handholds will allow me to do this without a measure of difficulty. And also, I'm not being stealthy anymore. I will probably purposefully elbow Travis in the face on the way up. And so the one guy's been splattered on the floor. Is there still... Are the other two guys already over here?
You can't see them from where you are. They're casting shadows towards the door, but they haven't got a chance to move yet.
Okay. I am going to kind of post up against the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of out of the way, like, but kind of on it, kind of not. Have my gun out, which was reloaded previously. And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna if I can do whatever the Pulp Cthulhu equivalent of holding an action is. The second one of them does come into view, I will be ready to pop him.
So we covered this a little bit last week. There isn't really a Pulp Cthulhu equivalent of holding an action. If you ready a gun on this turn to fire, you will have a bonus to your initiative in the next round. You will supersede basically everyone who isn't holding a ready gun.
Right. Okay. That's right. I forgot about that. Can I change up what I'm doing a little bit? Okay. If I can make it all the way up there, I just want to go up to the door, ceiling, floor, the other door, and just go through it.
Okay. You scramble up, and you're not trying to be stealthy about it this time. Your footing slips here and there, but you manage to scramble all the way up to the room ahead of you and pass in. As you cross the threshold into this correctly gravitied room, your personal gravity does not change.
Oh, cool! You are Spider-Man.
And you see the two men inside of this room. One of them is reaching into his pocket and has produced a flask. Another one has run to the wall and has grabbed this crucifix from the wall. It's like this big and is looking at you with all the fear in the world.
Those
badass.
poor men.
You're awesome.
What do you want to do?
That's hilarious. Wow. I wish I had like some canned soup to throw at them or something. Like that would just really nail down the exorcist thing I've got going on here.
I'm sorry, I just have this image of you standing on the ceiling, looking face to face with them, like Spider-Man Kiss style, and just slitting their throat with your little switchblade.
Yeah. I wouldn't kill people like messy like that. Wow. Yeah, I'll kind of walk across the ceiling towards the guy who's like got his crucifix ready to go. Can I just aim my gun at him and say, "Where is Sean?"
You may do that. Exactly that. Yes, if you wish.
Okay. That is exactly what I wish to do.
Okay. Let's have you make an intimidate check. Why not?
Okay. I was like, he's scared of me, so I don't really want to lean into that.
Yes. Let's say these are typically these rolls are typically opposed.
That's right.
But I'm going to give him a penalty die.
Yeah, he would oppose with his either being more intimidating or psychology, typically, to try to.
Guess which a monster is going to use.
Yeah.
I do have some luck, though, so.
You have a lot of luck.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay.
Brad gave me some.
Damn it, Brad.
Well,
Okay. What level of success did you achieve?
I am currently sitting at a regular success.
Okay.
Check mark.
You do get a check mark. He is currently situated at a failure by 24 points. But I have this 26 luck over here. But I'm really supposed to only use it for what Mike
Your
calls
circumstances.
relevant people.
Oh,
And unfortunately,
I'm not sure how a tie works anyway. I think he would probably have to beat her level of success, but I'll check.
regardless.
Oh no, when you get the same level of success, you just compare rankings. Yep.
Yeah. You say this, and he backs up a couple of steps, interposing the crucifix from the wall between the two of you. A little wooden affair with like this bronzed Christ on it. Says, damned if we do and damned if we don't. Oh. And he just points at the door on the far side of the room.
okay.
Good on ya. So, the other fellow, by the way, he was the one with the crucifix was the one with the knife, by the by. The knife is, like, grasped with the crucifix. The other fellow, who you couldn't perceive any weapons on him, he takes the flask that he pulled out of his pocket, like, quickly unscrews it, and flings the contents up in your direction.
Holy water.
It is holy water. He's a superstitious fellow. And
That's funny.
You should
Recara
scream
deum
and hit
passis, und contraret satanum sub penubris notis, ne ultivaliat captivos tenebrae homines.
Can I yell back at him also in Latin?
Yes, which, since you know Latin, he's saying, oh God of peace, put
Exactly.
Satan under your feet, so far conquered that he may no longer be able to hold men in captivity. And he's just, like, flinging holy water up at you, just slinging it at the ceiling.
Can I yell back at him something the equivalent of like, your God does not exist here?
Yes, you may.
Yeah. I'm just trying to freak him out.
He seems freaked out. He seems very
Yeah.
freaked out. He's fighting you with water.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I roll to not burst into flames?
No, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Brad, maybe. He's got a 90 in occult. But this guy, now that you have entered the room, seeing that this doesn't work, drops the now empty flask and charges towards the stairwell behind you. And entering the stairwell, his personal gravity stays the same, and he is running basically towards a crouched Brad, with, heads on a collision course as they are, as he's making his way up that way. But seeing that his exit is barred, not knowing the situation in the stairwell, shit. The fellow with the crucifix, on the other hand, is intimidated, not only by the gun, but by everything else that is going on. And he collapses to his knees and starts babbling incoherently. His buddy was speaking Latin. He is speaking in tongues. You think something in him broke. That will bring us to Alvin's turn, who is still on the floor of the previous room. He is going to try to unceremoniously climb into the stairway with all of you. You guys might get lucky that he can't.
I mean, I off the board know that he's a freaking crack shot. I'd love to have him here.
He is capable of ascending towards the stairs. And he manages to attain the stairwell with the rest of you. And lo and behold, there's an O'Malley in here. That's great. There's just a Brad in the way. So he calls out, "Duck, lad!" And he will aim his gun and take a shot at an O'Malley. Giving you the courtesy of a warning, Brad, that he is doing.
Do I need to roll anything to duck? Because I already know he's going to shoot first and ask questions later.
You do not need to roll to duck, but if he shoots poorly,
Okay.
Yeah, he
you
gets a
have
penalty die if
consequences.
his target is partially concealed.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah, he went from a hard success to an abysmal failure.
Oh,
He rolled a
lovely.
95 with that penalty die. Let's.
Not a fumble, but it's close.
It's not a fumble. So he gave you the benefit of the doubt, Brad. He did not aim for the back of your head and try and shoot through you, trusting that you would duck. But by virtue of not being willing to hit you, he also missed the O'Malley his shot.
Got it.
And Hannah, you hear the crack of gunfire and a bullet ricochets into the room that you're in. That will bring us back up to Brad.
Okay.
It's 8:36 if you're taking a break. I just thought I'd point it out if we're at the top.
Oh, we are at the top of a round.
I think that we might not make it to the bottom of this round, depending on how Brad spends his turn. So
Sounds good.
Let's push for another one real quick.
How close is this O'Malley to me?
2 good steps.
All right, I am going to take a step. I'm going to give him a left hook, and then I'm going to smash the butt of my gun into his face. Looking to get his head to snap one way, and then smash the butt of my gun into his face, hoping to knock him out with those 2 blows.
I like the idea. So since you are making 2 attacks, you will receive a penalty die to each.
Got it.
But they'll do full damage. They're just it's harder to succeed at 2 things than it is to succeed at 1. I believe that's how it works, isn't it, Mike?
That's right. Yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah. There's no real you couldn't make him let him make a 3rd attack, with his fists. But
that would be too much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Then
Okay,
you get
so
feet involved.
the first blow is a normal success,
Okay, even with the penalty die, excellent.
even with the penalty. I got an 80% brawl, so it's not too far fetched.
All right, try her again.
And then the second one. Oh, I would love to keep that first roll, but the second one wasn't horrible. They're both going to be normal successes.
Okay, so you're going to strike him twice. So roll you're basically hitting him with a fist and with an iron fist. So roll your strike damage twice for me.
Okay, so my first strike is going to do 2 plus 4 is going to be 6 points of damage.
Got it.
Now, my normal damage is 1d3 plus damage bonus. For the butt of the gun, is that increased?
It's basically another fist, so I will
Okay.
I would say no.
Same damage.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be...
Kind of bayonet on it now.
That'll be
butt
6
bayonet.
points of damage.
6 twice?
So
All
4
right.
points of damage followed by 6 points of damage.
That is plenty enough to put this boy out. So you give him the old 1-2, and you daze him with one, and you just crumple him into the wall with the other. He goes down.
And I glance back at Barlow and say, "Discriminate," and then turn back towards the room.
Right. Not worth the bullet. All right. So I think that then is where we will take the break. It's just about 10 minutes late, so we'll try and take a little bit of a shorter one, but I want to make another Whiskey Fez. So we will be back as soon as I have made a second Whiskey Fez and pick the situation up right here and find out perhaps what is beyond the far door. We'll be back to you guys in just a few minutes. See you soon!
out this whole time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Misty Mountain Streaming. We're back from the break, cracking ourselves up here. The Whiskey Fez is working, I guess. Hello, by the way, to the Existential Nerd. I don't know if you're still here, buddy. Thank you for cheering 100 bits 10 minutes ago, right before we were going to break. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do for the channel. Glad you are here. Still here. Good to see you, pal.
Super.
Let's go ahead and get kind of back into it. Before we left for the break, Hannah Cooper was on the ceiling, to the perspective of the members of the O'Malley gang, spewing Latin at them, telling them that their god has no power here, resisting exorcism, and sending one Irishman into a babbling, incoherent fetal position, as Brad knocks another out in the hall after having summarily headshotted the remainder, with Hannah having the information that Sean O'Malley is on the other side of the only other door, now that you were in it, from this room. And that's where we left off.
Travis is laying on the ceiling smoking a cigarette.
What else would you do?
Also contributing.
I am present.
I need these.
We out of initiative?
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was waiting to be told whose turn it was.
Nope, sorry.
At whatever point I can stand up on the ceiling floor,
This point.
I do so. And I look around. Well, actually, first, while I'm still near the opening, I look back at Barlow. Oh no, he scrambled his butt up here, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay,
He just made it enough to not shoot anyone.
that's right.
Not for lack of trying.
To his
Yeah,
immense
so
disappointment.
I'll move on into the room and ask, is anybody hurt? Remembering that I actually am hurt and have still yet to do anything about my own wounds, but I think we need to keep moving. If nobody needs immediate attention, I think we should move along. Like everybody in here is either dead or incapacitated in one way or another, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He said that Sean was through that door. I asked him before he, this happened.
I keep
said-
looking at my own room to
Incoherent guy.
imagine what I'm seeing walking on the ceilings.
Hey, I'm
Man.
going to take a second to rifle through the O'Malley that I knocked out. I want to rifle through his pockets, make sure I take away any weapons that he has.
He's on the ceiling. It's hard to
Oh.
rifle through his pockets.
That would be difficult. Okay.
Is
Never
this
mind.
another 10-foot tall room? Like
Mhm.
the 10-foot ceilings? Okay. So we wouldn't really be able to reach these people if they're laying down.
It wouldn't be easy.
Got it. I'm not
He
gonna worry
probably,
about
you
it.
know what? He tumbled up the stairs, so he's in the doorway
More
above you.
accessible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If you spend some time, and it might take a minute here to, finagle, like you can get in the doorway and kind of put your foot on the, I don't know architecturally what the space above a doorway is called, but you put your foot on that and you get a little bit of an elevation and you reach up and you can grab him by the suspenders and you can pull him down and rifle through his pockets. He's got a wallet with $3 in it.
But no other weapons. I'm
No,
just
he
worried
was
about him
fine.
waking up and starting to shoot. Okay.
No other guns. You're also dual wielding right now, so.
Well, I haven't pulled out the second one. I really don't want Barlow to know I have his other gun.
That's fair.
I want to focus on going to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I'm going to try and put my ear to it and listen and see if I can hear anything going on the other side. And then maybe open it by hair. If I
I'll
can.
say the first thing as you're approaching the door is you smell rotten eggs.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Well, and I'll actually vocalize this out loud to the gentleman in the room. It's clear that they know we're here. Otherwise, they wouldn't have topsy-turvied us. And now that we're in this room, it's clear to me that we were targeted. Because not only were the men in this room not affected, we are still affected, even though we have left the area that this happened in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think the
they know,
gunplay probably has given us away too.
right? Yeah, they know we're here. They know we're coming. You know, we could go in stealthy and/or guns blazing, but
If I go in, my
it
method
might
is
not
guns
matter.
blazing. So if
Yeah.
you want to go first and try to be stealthy, go for it. We don't know how big that room is. We don't know what's in there, but I think it's reasonable to assume that it's not a particularly large space.
Mm-hmm.
So being stealthy might have limited value.
Right. Well, yeah. Not only do they know we're here, I would still intimate that they knew we were coming based on the supposed conversation I had with that woman.
I mean, our discussions about those glasses said that they'd let you see the future, although we haven't tried that yet, as well as the past, so they may have known we were coming here all along.
I can't prove she was looking directly at me, but intuition says that she was. So
anyway, the only question for me is, I don't know if you can even reach the door handle from the ceiling. I don't know that I can. If I can, I will open it and take whatever their initial barrage is. If I can't, I will boost you up and you can open it.
As you were approaching the door, by the way, I should note something for mostly Hannah's benefit, I guess, since she's the closest. There is a key in your side of the door, still in the handle.
Makes lockpicking a lot easier.
Like a just your average like metal key?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they're locked in there.
Interesting. Yeah, so when we approached the key, was it in an unlocked or a locked position?
It seems locked. By the way, this entire conversation is punctuated by a man drooling on the floor in the corner of the ceiling, going,
yeah. Poor thing. Yeah.
Clutching a crucifix like a teddy bear.
It would just be cruel to do anything else to him at this point.
I mean,
so
funny.
Somebody,
or merciful.
Well, look, listen. I will just look this way, and if something happens to him, I didn't see it.
God bless Hannah. I'm sorry, he has no power here.
Okay, so somebody locked that door from the outside.
Yeah, so that's one of two things. That's either, holy crap, I can't believe what's been unleashed in there, let's lock it in. Which, that kind of stuff can usually get through a locked door. Or it's, I don't know how crazy it's going to get in here, so lock me in case I turn into a werewolf.
Or whoever entered with whoever else was not supposed to be leaving that room. Whether by choice or by force.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
while they're debating this, can I approach the babbler?
Yes. From, he's up there.
Oh, he's up there. Okay, so he's still functioning on normal gravity where we're crawling on the ceiling to his
Everything
perspective.
in the room is, yes, that's why he was freaking out and grabbing a crucifix.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can still talk to him, I mean.
So I look up at him,
mm-hmm.
and I put my hands up. I go, calm down, my friend.
He makes no eye contact with you. He's staring into the bleak void.
I snap my fingers a couple of times. In as calm a voice as I can, I say, she didn't mean anything.
Untrue.
Shh.
So, he is metagaming slightly. He is currently undergoing the effects of a bout of madness. He is...
Yeah.
Got it.
Until he is done with that, there's
no way I'm
much
going to get any kind of a coherent... Any
He's
kind
off
of a
the grid.
coherent
No,
response.
not from him.
I'm just gonna go and see if I can get this door open.
Yeah, I
They
mean, I
know
was
we're,
about
they
to
know we're
say,
here. Like,
Brad,
there's no
I was waiting
point.
for Brad to finish, but Brad says we're debating. We're not debating. We both know what we're going to do. We're going to unlock
Yeah.
the freaking door.
Yeah.
I just
So-
want to get some insight as to what's on the other side of the door, even if it's through his babbling sort of nonsense.
But here's the thing, Brad. We're going to find out that anything is in there, and we're still going to open the door.
Well,
This is true.
I did speak to
But-
him,
Okay.
Brad. I did speak to him before he, before this happened.
Before you
Or at
drove
least
him
I think it was
permanently
this guy.
insane, you mean?
Listen, it's not my. I didn't ask to be on the ceiling.
I heard you cast a spell on him.
Not. Anyways, we're not in Salem.
So I kind of look sideways at Hannah. You didn't need to tell him God is dead.
I didn't say
Because
that.
I did understand what she said.
Yep.
I didn't say that exactly. Listen.
Close
He threw-
enough.
he threw
I mean,
holy
we
water
could
at
have
me.
used him.
Anyways,
We can
I'm
still
gonna
use
open
him
the
as a
Could
human
use the man
shield.
who was in the stairwell that you knocked cold.
yeah,
He
there
was
was that
useless.
guy.
Should I
and there
shoot
was the
him?
guy that you shot and killed, who's currently splattered on the ceiling floor.
Ceiling floor. I love that this is catching on.
Well, we're standing on the floor ceiling, but they are on the ceiling floor.
The ceiling floor. I know. I completely.
Okay.
If you'll speak like that, I'll understand you.
I don't know
Yeah,
why
yeah.
we're getting so confused by it. It's clearly in the floor ceiling and the ceiling floor. The FC and the CF,
Yeah.
if you will.
If you don't have time to say the entire word.
Yes.
So while they're talking about who shot who and how well, I'm gonna go over and listen at the door and unlock it.
Okay. Listening at the door. Are you fishing for a check, or would you just like to
I'm
know?
always fishing for a check. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I definitely want to hear things, and
Yeah,
if
let's
that
go
requires
ahead.
a check,
I
I'll
wa-
even shush them if that's helpful.
There are things that I'm happy to just tell you, but if you would rather me not just tell you so that you have the chance to make an improvement check later, I'm content to let you roll for them.
Well, things like listen, you got to roll a lot before you're ever going to get better at them because you suck so much at them. And I missed that by 62. So please
Oh.
continue.
Okay. It sounds like there is white noise on the far side. Something is happening, but there's nothing discernible.
Perfect.
I do want to ask Travis when he gets closer. Do you smell something strange?
Do I, or is she having a stroke?
You do smell something strange. You
I say,
you
nope, you're having a stroke.
Well, that tracks. I'm
Excellent.
gonna fist fight Travis
You
later.
you smell rotten eggs, Travis.
Okay.
As you unlock the
I
door.
say, and I also smell some rotten eggs.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like plan 2 steps ahead, you know what I mean? Because I'm upside down, or the door is. So I'm gonna unlock it, which will be will be clockwise, and then I'm gonna turn the knob, which will be clockwise. And so I'm going through that in my head before
Yeah.
I do it.
All right, and you put the thought into it necessary to get it correct first try.
Yeah, because I don't want to fumble with this. I want to make some sort of presence attack on them, you know. So, Champions reference, by the way.
Aldrin, by the way, expects us to roll sniff hidden.
yes.
At some point.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
If we were playing this together, I would just write smell in as a skill and put a little box next to it.
I mean, that's the demon slayer way of going about things. I'm gonna smell your weaknesses and where to attack you for some reason. It's a weird animal. Anyway,
It's pretty cool.
you open the door, Travis.
I do.
Wide.
And I hope yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
again, my intention is to take it all in.
All right.
Can I be ready on the other side with my gun?
You can be completely unprepared on the other side with you're fine.
Yeah. Your stroke is giving you a penalty die.
That's fair.
Everyone in the room.
I don't think you want first glimpse at this though, especially where your sanity currently stands.
Everyone on the floor ceiling can see into the other room. In traditional Rob fashion, I'm going to start with the least important things first. What you notice is that the room is devoid of furniture. It is an empty cellar space. Stone floor, stone walls, stone ceiling, not unlike the one that you came through. However, in this room, there is no electrical light source. Looking
Like
at
the word electrical in that.
Looking at the floor ceiling, there should be. There's a swinging lamp. In fact, it is swinging away from you, as though drawn, for reasons that will shortly become apparent. But it is not offering any light. On the bare stone floor is a sigil, drawn onto the floor with chalk. Sweeping arcs, tangent lines, zigzags, and senseless curves. It is esoteric at best and arcane at worst. From the floor ceiling in that room, which, begging your pardon, is not stone, is wood. There is a hole blown in the floor ceiling from the tap room above. Some of the timbers are soaked in blood from the fight that took place in that room. And that blood, at one point, when gravity was working as it should, dripped down onto that sigil. And you see spattering of blood across the curves and lines. These are not the first things you see. The very first thing you see is the man in the room, for there is only one, who, unlike you, whose gravity attaches you to the ceiling, and unlike the O'Malleys that you have fought previously, whose gravity attached them to the ceiling floor, is levitating in the middle of this sigil, in the center of the room. His eyes are rolled to the back of his head is thrown back, his mouth is agape. And before him floats an open book that is riffling through its own pages by some unseen will. Beyond the floating form of who can only presumably be Sean O'Malley. Where the far wall of this room ought to be is an infinite vortex of swirling flame.
When you said white noise, I said there's got to be a portal in there.
The flame gives off light and illuminates the room to all of the things that you see. It is not red flame, orange flame. The light is not bright and flickering and alive like flame that you are accustomed to. It is dark, and yet still illuminates in a way that is nonsensical to you. Given the time spent in this room discussing how best to proceed, the advent of another figure has taken place, as ascending as though walking up a spiral stairwell through the vortex is a woman of unearthly beauty. Walking upwards, you staring at the top of her head, as she ascends from the opposite wall. This is going to be worth a sanity check for all of you.
And I figured that was coming.
Tried to keep us moving, guys.
Ooh. That's an extreme success for me.
Excellent.
Sanity, fortunately, is just pass fail, and I have about a
Okay.
50% chance. I rolled a 20 against a 54. I passed.
Pass. This is a good day to be an investigator.
Not if you're
Hannah.
Hannah. Not if you lose one sanity, even if you pass.
How'd Hannah do?
I have failed, unfortunately.
You have failed, unfortunately. Okay. This is a little bit worse than having gravity flipped on you. For those of you who passed, you will take 1 point of sanity.
Okay. That is not enough to send me past my threshold yet.
Wonderful.
Remind me again what the threshold is.
So 1/5 of your starting number when we started playing.
Okay, perfect.
How you doing there, Brad?
Oh, I'm nowhere close to my threshold.
Cool. Give me 15 minutes.
I am 5 off of my threshold.
Excellent. Anna, I'd like you to roll a d8 for me, please.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
a lot.
It is a lot. You are staring into the infinite, flaming nothing. This
Don't
is
forget
worse
she'll
than
get an
anything you have
involuntary.
encountered before.
She gets her
We've got-
involuntary reaction no matter what.
There's
Mhm.
special D8
Oh.
Cthulhu theme.
We're doing the hollow dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are special ones I got that literally have Cthulhu on them. I don't think you can see it really well
Nice.
with the D8s, but they do.
Problem with those is I think they always roll high.
No, they're pretty variant.
Depends on who's rolling them.
I have rolled a 2.
A 2,
Oh, good.
that's
Not
not
bad.
so bad. But you were kind of in dire straits when we left, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So do you want to tell us where that puts you?
That puts me at a total of 12 sanity loss since we started.
And your threshold was
11.
Well, all right. So we only really drove anyone insane in the last session, or in the last game, like right at the end, when it was too close to the end to really matter for the longevity of the characters. So let's look at Mike's handy dandy sanity chart. So, did you lose sanity? Yes. Do you currently have an underlying insanity? No. You lost sanity. We still need to make the int roll, do we not?
So what you do is you go to the how much sanity did you lose, and hers is the right one there. As of this event, I've lost 1/5 of my current total since my last safe period, which takes her to indefinite insanity. That pink box. You with me?
Yep, I'm with you.
So that lasts until cured. There's no int roll for this. It just happens. There's no coming back from hitting that threshold.
Oh boy, oh boy.
This will require long-term care, a development phase, or a chapter end. It's all up to Rob when you get over this, and he can deem that you never get over this. This is pure keeper
Fair.
discretion from this point on. This is where you may choose to consider an insane insight for her.
Mm-hmm.
Would be right this minute. I mean, I'm not saying you have to come up with it now, but this would be the point in the process where you decide that. And while he reads that, I'll tell the people who are watching on the stream that one of the neat things about Pulp Cthulhu versus the core Cthulhu game is normally what would happen is if you cross this sanity loss threshold, you would just move right into getting a phobia or a mania. You'd be kind of incapacitated in some way. It's what's happening to the guy who's crouching in the corner right now, mumbling, holding the cross. He's slipped into that. And what that lasts for some period of time, and then it usually leaves you with some sort of trigger that from now on, whenever you see fire, or whenever you hear a certain word, or you become obsessed with reading every book you find, or something is going to trigger for the rest of your life until Rob decides it doesn't happen. But with Pulp Cthulhu, there's an additional thing that as you cross that threshold into madness, you might develop some sort of ability. So you become telekinetic, or you can read books in seconds, or you can speak any language, or who knows. So that's what Rob is flipping through the book looking at right now, because they're super cool. You usually only ever get one or two in your whole career, but it's fun to get them.
So the first thing we're going to do, we need to trigger a bout of madness. So Katie, I'm going to let you roll 2d10, just so we have options.
Okay.
I like it being random, but I like there being options.
Organized chaos. Yep.
I'm also going to roll a d10, and that is how long this is going to last, since you are in company. If you were not in company, it would last until I said it stopped.
That's when you wake up in Atlantic City with an inflatable doll wearing somebody else's clothes.
Well, I rolled 2 8s. Should I re-roll one of those?
Yeah, reroll one of those.
Okay. 8 and a 4.
8 and a 4.
I will, again, while you're thinking, I will vamp, if you don't mind. I'll mention
ahead,
that
yeah.
if you deem this her first insanity, I don't know how you deal with the whole Ellie Hannah thing, then she should get 5 ranks of Mythos. At the very least, she should get 1 rank of Mythos for crossing this threshold.
We'll give you the 1, since we started this game with more Mythos than an
Yeah,
average adventurer gets.
So that's going to lower your sanity max, but you're going to have another point of Mythos.
Okay.
And the sheet will automatically lower your max, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right.
So you just add a point of Mythos.
I'd like you to roll a D100, Katie.
Okay.
Fun! This is character development here.
That's
And this is what the game's all about, man. This is awesome.
73.
73. That is tough. That is a tough choice. All right. And then I'd like you to roll a D20, please.
Okay.
Get to use all your cool Misty Mountain dice.
Right. 7.
7.
This actually is the only way typically to get better at the Mythos skill. So she just got 1 more point in her Mythos skill, which is your ability to understand what the hell is going on when Cthulhu shit happens.
Roll that 20 again, Katie. That one doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. 20.
20. Okay. All right. So here is the summary of the things that are going to happen. First of all, I'm going to give you this is just something to roleplay. This is not going to be a mechanical implication. Because the thing that triggered this was a vortex of flame, you are going to suffer from mild pyrophobia. Just every time you see fire, you're going to think back to this moment. You're not going to run screaming or collapse into a wet puddle whenever Travis lights a cigarette, but every time he does, you are going to think of this moment.
Okay.
Secondly, for the next period of time until I tell you to stop, Hannah Cooper creates for herself an alter ego who is her opposite in every way.
Awesome.
who is potentially better equipped to handle the situation before her. Your
Okay.
complete opposite, please.
So,
Also, I am going to award you an insane talent. That's what you rolled the d20 for. I didn't think that there was any particular relevance to you having insane speed because of this experience. Instead, you rolled a 20, so we will do insane skill augmentation, which I think is
Nice.
probably the coolest one.
Okay.
As a side effect of insanity, a hero can augment one of their skills, player's choice, agreed upon by the keeper, and I will agree to it if it has anything to do with the current situation, if you can justify that. With
Okay.
some aspect of the mythos, this will affect the scope of what can be achieved with the skill. So, the tagline here is, you think I'm crazy, don't you? But it's possible, I tell you. So you are going to be able to do something with one of these skills that is beyond rational possibility, because your use of this skill is mythos fuel.
So if it was the heal
Interesting.
skill, you could say I can knit broken bones. I can bring people back from the dead.
If it's
Right.
if it's psychology, you can read minds, or if it's hypnosis, you can actually dominate the will of people for a short time, or
Electrical repair, you touch the wall and all the lights go out.
And now this doesn't mean that it's necessarily a normal success for you to do all of these things, but whereas there would be no role for other people, there is a role for you.
Right.
Yeah, there's extensive rules about how all this works, but I think they're really
Okay.
intuitive.
I will not ask you to tell me what that is now, but you can be thinking about it. And I'm very excited to hear what Repuk Ana is going opposite the Hannah Cooper backwards is going to be like. For the other you two gents, you have the oh, right, sorry, and your momentary what's the term for that, when your instant reaction to this, to seeing
Yes,
this,
your involuntary reaction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were standing here like ready to interact with this scene, like gun poised, like secret agent reaching clear style. You want to hide right now. So your immediate reaction is to scramble towards the kid with the crucifix, although you are on the floor and he is on the ceiling, and also just kind of tremble for a second and try and get your thoughts together as you create this alter ego for yourself.
Okay.
Oh, and I didn't test Alvin's sanity.
Oh God! All we need is this crack shot to go nuts behind me.
He is okay. He also lost a point of sanity, but he is okay. So to the gents, how do you respond to this scene?
I mean, I know exactly what Travis would do. Mike knows that there's 20 reasons not to do it, but I'm a steadfast is my archetype. He's going to dive in there with every intention of tackling and closing the book.
Should we roll initiative for this, or is that where we're at? There's something I'd like to do.
Well,
Which,
he asked,
if he charges into the room, is going to make it a little more difficult.
Well, what would you like to do?
I would like to shoot the floating guy right in the head.
Okay. You are both going to attempt those things.
I think I was about to say both can be true.
I'm not going to roll initiative, but
Okay.
I am going to be keeping track of quote unquote rounds here because it matters for whoever Hannah Cooper is about to become. Please have a new name for your alter ego, by the way. That'll be just delicious for me.
Yeah. I was gonna say like she's got to be like June Cleaver, but I think I'm the only person old enough to know who June Cleaver is.
June Cleaver is.
Okay.
Beaver Cleaver's mom?
Oh, that's right.
You're actually underestimating my age.
If So
Mine
I'm not
too,
fishing for a checkbox because there are no checkboxes on the mythos skill. But if my character's knowledge of the mythos, which is pretty good, would inform him that he should be taking another action, let me know. But Travis's instinct is I close the book, it'll close the portal, the guy will fall, everything will stop, we'll go back to normal. Like he's imagining that closing the book is going to fix everything. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying that's his shortcut.
I was going to ask about that. Is glancing at the sigil call for a Cthulhu Mythos check?
No.
To see if there's anything we would recognize it. Okay.
Okay, it doesn't call for one. You could spend an action doing that if you want. If you mean you can, that can be how you spend your time.
Actions.
Not with a 1% chance. I'd rather shoot the guy in the head.
Okay.
Right.
Excellent. So, Brad, a little bit farther back in the room, sees this, and as you're seeing it, Travis dives into the room, and you get a clearer view of what's going on, and you raise a pistol and you fire. Travis, as soon as you cross the threshold, for the first time since gravity flipped on you,
I zoomed to the floor ceiling.
You've zoomed to the vortex.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, shit.
Even better.
The gravity in this room is situated to the vortex where the woman
Sure.
is stepping out of.
So I'm heading for a wall, basically.
A whirlpool of fire is what you were heading for.
Yes. Yeah, where a wall should be.
Yes, for a wall should be. Yes, pardon me. And as you do so, you are tumbling towards the book, although I'm kind of guessing you didn't plan for that. So what you expected to be a step into the next floor ceiling has become sort of a tumble into space. And then a bullet flies past your head. Brad, will you make a roll for me, please?
Yep. That is going to be a 33, which is a typical success. What would a hard success do for me shooting-wise?
What would a hard success do?
I'm just wondering if
it
I
would
should
be a
spend
hit
luck
in a tougher situation.
Okay, so I'll stick with the normal success.
Yep. You can go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Travis, this is not an incredibly difficult thing to do that you were doing, and you're frankly tumbling straight towards it. And tumbling you are. You succeed in grabbing the book.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Your hands are on the Olmeus Wormius translation of the Necronomicon.
My rudimentary instant thought was, if I'm the possessor of it, then I'm in charge of what's going on here, not this guy. So that's what I'm like I'm saying, you belong to me now, and I close it. And see if he, that's about, I'll probably, you tell me if I can do more, but that's all I try to do at this time.
All right. Brad, how did the damage go?
I did 10 points of damage to the floating O'Malley.
10 points of damage. You blow a piece of his face off. You kind of come in towards the eye and nose, and off things spray. As you watch Travis slam the book shut and say, "You belong to me now." As you close the book, the portal remains.
Of course.
And you fall towards the floor ceiling. And as you do, still kind of turning, you see the woman reaching out towards you. And she is trying to catch you as you fall.
That's kind of her.
This is essentially she's trying to grapple you, which is really a combat maneuver. So I guess I have to ask, are you okay with that or not?
Do not want her to grab me.
All right. I'm going to need you to roll your brawl, please.
Alrighty. I will do that. Yes, I slap her bitch hands out of the way.
No touchy.
Oh, no.
Boy, that is rough. All right. So I'll go ahead and go first. I rolled an 83.
Okay, and she has a 92 brawl.
Well, she does not. She's actually very bad at this. However, this is as important a thing as I can imagine to be spending luck on right now.
So we're pouring it all in there.
I am going to... I don't know, I would give you all the benefit of knowing what the DC was before you decided to spend luck. How did your roll go?
Yeah, that's what we should do is you go, then I go, then
Yep.
you decide to spend luck, and then I decide if I'm willing to spend more luck. I needed a 35 and I rolled a 35.
Wow, alright.
Nice.
Thanks to the luck spent so far in this session and the unlucky that is bought, which technically speaking, I can only have one at a time, but 3 have been bought. But I can't use them in the same instance. I can spend up to 76 luck on this 83. If I were to blow it all. And I think
you should blow it all.
I think I should too, because you know what? They can just buy it again.
No, I just want you to waste all your luck because I can still beat it.
So
I think Holdren's right.
That'll.
She just wants to cuddle.
6. That'll bring me down to a. That will barely take me to an extreme success for her.
All right, so and if I make myself an extreme success, you'll still win. Is that right?
Well, I guess I didn't ask you if you were. I asked you to roll your brawl, but you could have been rolling your dodge. And with your dodge, you would only need to meet. And that's my bad. So I'll let you pivot if you wish.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep the 35 and I'll dodge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get an extra. I'll have to give up my check mark on my brawl, which sucks. But yeah. Because I mean, knowing you have 100 luck at any point, I would have dodged.
Yeah.
So I spend let's see, to get an extreme success, which is what I would need to go from a 35 to a 4 would take 21 luck. So spend my ethereal 10 and I spend 11 of my luck to spin out of the way.
All right, you spin out of the way. You turn your back to her as best you can, tumbling through, like skydiving through space. And as you pass her, you hear her say in just a silky voice that Rob is incapable of with his vocal cords. Oh. And you whirl down into the flame.
Jesus.
No idea how she and that dress aren't getting consumed. But I'm going to award you with a little fire damage here.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the general thing with Travis is that he sees his hit points as just another resource.
Yeah.
That he has available to him.
You'll take 4 points of flame as you tumble through into space.
Let me look at my health chart and see if I care about that. No, I do not.
Brad, as far as you can see, there is nothing between. There's no remaining barrier or structure or anything between Travis and God knows what. And you just see him getting smaller and smaller as he starts to disappear.
As he's disappearing into the portal.
And
he's still clutching the book, am I right?
Clutching the book. Anna, having steeled yourself for a moment, what would you like to do?
That is an excellent question that I have been thinking very hard about ever since 5 minutes ago. I don't know. You said I ran towards the guy who was on the floor freaking out, right?
You
where am I?
You are underneath
okay.
the man cowering on the floor. Facing the wall, maybe like with your elbow, it's like trying to catch your breath and trying to make sense and settle your brain. But you've done that now, whoever you are.
Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know.
Isn't that a very, very fair thing of a dungeon master or keeper to ask? You know that character that you created? Roleplay not that.
Okay, the character
that's
that I
fine.
created that was already an alter ego of another character that I created.
That's what was
I
messing
was-
with me.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that. She's already transformed once.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why she's, slipping into multiple
Let's
personality
see.
disorder.
This character is very secretive and guarded, which would mean
Well, right. Yeah, I'm trying to organize like what would be the exact opposite of her personality traits, and then what would that cause her to do in this moment.
Isn't this a great roleplay exercise?
Um.
Like improv class.
Yeah.
Okay, did I see Travis just go into the fiery beyond?
No, you saw him walk through a door.
Like, okay.
You only see, you moved where you only see this room. Travis just walked out of this room in a hurry.
Right, kind of dove.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. I am terrified, and I'm going to run. I'm gonna try and get out of here.
All right. That is a thing that you can accomplish. There's very few barriers in the way of that happening, as a matter of fact. Except for the confused state of Alvin Barlow as he watches you sprint past him.
Yeah.
Right. Cover our rear, secure our escape. Good thinking.
Yeah.
All right, you charge up. You make it back to the trapdoor room with no difficulty. Turns out it's a lot easier to slide down the roof of the floor ceiling of a stairwell than it is to ascend the floor ceiling of a stairwell.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's a slide.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of grimy little slide.
Yeah. That's what I was looking forward to.
Brad.
The
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Brad, the woman's eyes leave Travis for a moment as he plummets past her.
These verbs
I do
keep
not
getting
want to
more
look into her eyes.
intense.
Say again, Brad.
I do not want to look into her eyes as I try to shoot her in the middle of her chest.
All right.
Because I need to do something to stop this process, and blowing the one guy's face off didn't seem to do it. So I'm going to turn and try to shoot her.
All right, try and
As
shoot.
many times as my turn will allow.
Okay, how many? You should have 5 more bullets in your gun.
Yeah, I've used 2. So, well, no, I have 4 more. I've used 2 so far.
This
Okay.
particular weapon can shoot 3 in a round maximum, just so you know.
Okay, so let's do 3. So that is,
And
you really only do 2 penalty dice in.
It's just based on whatever the weapon can do. So he can fan it, and he just takes a penalty down each one of them.
Right. I'm just thinking. I thought the mechanics of the game said no more than 2 penalty dice, and then you start adding difficulty.
Yeah, this doesn't add 2 penalty die though. It's just 1 penalty die for every shot.
I will. I thought that was wrong, but I believe you more than I believe me, and we will check on it later.
Yeah.
So when you're saying 2 penalty die, that would be on each roll.
Firefight shot, handgun firing 2 or more shots, 1 penalty die on all shots is what the chart says.
Okay, 1 penalty die on all 3 then, please.
okay,
That's just if it's a handgun. If it's you're thinking of like when you spray an automatic weapon or something, then it gets crazy.
First shot pans out with a 36, so that's going to be a hit.
Okay.
My second shot, my first roll is a 50, which is a hit. Let's see how that other die rolls. Same thing. So 50, 2 hits. Last shot, an 06. Unfortunately, that's the first roll. Let's see what the second one. 36. So I hit 3 times, but no hard successes.
Okay. Roll up some damage for me, please. This could be fun.
All right. Number 1 is going to be 9 plus 2 is 11.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is going to be 6 plus 2. So that's 8. 19 total if we're adding together.
Yeah.
And then the last one is going to be 3 plus 2 is 5. So that's going to be, what did I say? 8 plus
11,
11,
8, and 5.
19. So 24 total.
I doubt if she is going to fail a con save, considering what or who she is, but technically she gets the benefit of each shot separately anyway, so it makes her surviving it a lot easier.
Cool.
It's always in a single hit, no matter how many bullets you took. You follow the little flow chart.
Brad, you fire as quickly as you can, pulling the hammer back. 3 shots, center mass on this woman. And you watch each bullet flirt with penetrating her skin. And eventually roll off of her and plummet behind Travis into the void.
Is that going to cost me a sanity check?
No more so than the things you have already seen, I think.
Got it.
Travis, I'd like to give you the opportunity to do something, and I am not, given the way I've set the scenario up, I'm not exactly certain what you will do.
Yeah, I mean, so
If you look
I've
up,
been thinking.
you are seeing the bottom of this lady's shoes, and an ever-increasing distance between you and a doorway above you where Brad is firing bullets down.
Right. And okay, ever increasing distance is the point I wanted to make sure I understood. So I've got basically 3 ideas here.
Okay.
One involves killing myself. So we're gonna save it for last. Is there anything other than void in this void? I mean, is there anything that one could rub against, grab a hold of? Is am I in any kind of is rocky anything, or is it pure space?
Make a roll. Let's see.
Because I'm gonna do like an Oswald Cobblepot and get my cane out of and hook onto something, or whatever.
So,
or her leg, if I'm still close enough to get it around her ankle, then I will hook my sword cane around her leg. Anything to stop me. I don't know if I've had time to think of anything before I was past her.
make a luck roll.
Okay. That I can do. I will be very sad if I manage to roll above this luck. 6, 5. Oh, I rolled 2 percentile dice. Let me try again. I got a 50-60.
It might be a 60-50.
It's like, damn it, I've got to roll it again. It was a 50-60.
Yeah, I'm right, Holden. Now he wants to be grabbed by this lady.
Yes, so I made my luck roll. I didn't make it
roll
spectacularly well, but I made it.
So,
yep. Let me just point out, whoever bought me the ethereal luck, if I hadn't used that, I would have failed that roll. So, thank you very much.
So, you're still falling through space. There is not really changing that. There is no floor.
And if that's the answer,
there are no walls. However, the space that you are falling through is not empty. For whatever reason, some of the stuff around you, all of this flaming thing, this flaming nothing, is not entirely flaming nothing.
Some of it is flaming something.
There is flaming something in the void. And it's odd. It's indistinguishable.
exactly
It's
what I was-
invisible. It's immaterial, and you just reach out with your cane, and the little crook of it finds purchase on some hard element. You are about 20 feet below the woman, and 25 feet away from the room, and you have no discernible means of ascending,
Changing my situation, yes.
but you are not plummeting. You are static in this moment.
Okay. And if I can do more, I'll tell you what more I do. But otherwise,
Yeah, you can give me another thing.
All right. So the only thing I can think of is number one, pure just rule stuff. Is if I disappear through this portal, I've got enough luck to come up.
I'm thinking of that.
I can already think of 20 great stories for how I survived this. So I'm actually looking. If you want to do that, I'm looking forward to it. The only other thing I can think of to do involves the book. That Travis is the last person on Earth who would want to try to use this book for anything. So that seems like a really good thing to do. So he just kind of looks at the book a little bit, and he kind of, I'm hanging this way, right? I've got the book in the crook of my arm, and I just kind of flip the front cover open and look inside. Like, I'm so stupid. I'm hoping there's like a table of contents in French that, one of them is going to be like how to fly or something. But I have no other resources besides my luck. So finding flaming something seemed super lucky.
Yep.
But beyond that, I got nothing. I mean, I'm not in a position to start shooting at anybody, and that just seems like a futile, petulant gesture anyway from my current position. So I don't think I would do it. So I'm just kind of peeking in the book.
You peek in the book, and it is filled with handwritten scrawlings of clearly a madman in a language that you do not read.
Right. All that is true.
And there are words there to the page that you have opened. Do you read them?
So it's in an alphabet that I recognize anyway, so I could be phonetic about it?
Yes.
I say something again, because I don't know how magic works. I say, "Book, you belong to me. It is time for me to exit from this portal." And I start sounding out whatever words I'm looking at.
You are really lucky right now, and that should matter because you took talents for it. There's no such thing, I think, as an extreme luck roll.
There's not, but I mean, you can make there be one because you're the keeper.
I think that is exactly what I'm going to do because I am the keeper. You have a really high luck.
I do have a really high luck. I also,
if you land in hard, I have another thing.
Okay, I'm busting out a calculator because I've had enough bourbon to not know. Okay, so I need a 16. Because it doesn't tell you what your hard luck is, because again, that's not a thing. Oh, you said hard, not extreme.
I said we want extreme. If you if you land in hard, I have another idea.
Okay. So I need a 16 or a 41. I got a 33, so I made a hard but not an extreme. And I can't use luck to improve my luck roll. Because that'll also drive you insane.
Right.
That's like putting a bag of holding in a bottomless quiver.
Well, plus it just wouldn't work. Because you'd use up luck and your number would reduce, so it would just even out.
Target you can't reach.
Exactly.
So Travis, you read this passage aloud. You know, you have an idea of how things will go, and then you start playing a game.
No,
Anyone
this
in the
is-
chat?
You guys understand, I am Rob's uncle, and there's a certain kind of pleasure I get in really intentionally torturing him like this.
All right. This'll work great.
I mean, just if all that happens is I fall through the fire portal, I have no hard feelings about that. I dove in here of my own free will.
You say the thing, Travis.
I do. I say the thing.
Probably
I don't know if I said it well.
The last words on the previous page were probably something in Latin to the effect of, and make sure you never say.
Right.
Whatever Travis just said.
Oh no.
The good news, Travis, is the portal below you, the infinite flame beneath you. By the way, you are still here, so you take 5 points of fire damage.
Oh, it's gonna leave a mark.
Everything beneath your feet vanishes. There is no flame. There is no space. There is no floor. There is no wall. There is black. And then a seam appears in the black. And that seam opens into a multifaceted eye. That eye stares, and it stares only at you. And for the first time in your life, you think you have underutilized this word, but you feel seen. All of you. From toenails to the tips of your thinning hair. Inside and outside and past and present. You feel understood. Broken down into your constituent parts and reassembled with a perfect understanding of your existence. I
Seems
will
like a good
need
thing.
a sanity check from you.
Okay. Alrighty.
There is not scotch in that anymore.
Yeah, I've been sucking on ice for 10 minutes. Well, here we go again. 36 against a 53. I made it, dude. I almost wanted to fail that one just to see what you do.
Well, this one's still going to leave a mark.
Yep.
I'll let you guys roll these. The eye itself is not disturbing, Travis. It is
The
rest of
sensation.
it.
Yeah.
It is the fact that something beyond your understanding understands you at a fundamental personal level better than you understand yourself. I need you to, on a success, take a D10 of sanity, please.
That's what happens when you read from the Necronomicon, guys. D10.
Without context. You roll a
I'm making your
1.
job a lot harder. I rolled a 5,
A 5, okay.
which is the exact amount to put me across my threshold.
Brilliant.
Yep.
So,
I'm tripping balls in here.
it is 5 minutes till a hard stop time for us on the stream because Brian has a life outside of this stream.
Loser.
I know.
Hannah, or whoever she calls herself when no one is looking, has fled. Brad, what you see is the man that you shot drops to the floor. The wall that was a vortex of flame becomes a wall. Travis, who was formerly falling into space, is on the floor of the room. Standing there on the blood-splattered chalk circle on the ground. The woman is in the room with him, standing above him. The bullets that you fired lost to God knows where. Travis is still clutching the book. I think we will have to stop there for the sake of time.
Which is good, because I need to think about my response to this.
I need to think about my response to this. And
Yeah, this kind of thing.
Travis, we're going to roll. We can do it before we get off the call. We're going to roll to find out some stuff about how you'll start the next session. We'll do the whole madness thing that we just did with Hannah, and come back to whatever the hell next week.
All right, guys.
We have
Sounds good.
We have kind of pushed this one to the limit here. We'll quickly bid our farewells. Brad, if you have to escape, then you may escape.
Cool.
Let me find a... Go ahead and tell people where they can find you on the internet, or any announcements that you have as I find us somebody to raid before I do the same.
Just letting you know, I will be streaming with the D20 Tales people on Thursday. We'll be doing another episode of Blood Knights. The following week, I will not be streaming because I will be at the Emerald City Comic-Con slinging dice.
Yeah.
So, so if you're in the Seattle area, come on over and see me. Oh, and for those of you who were talking about Richmond, I may end up there as well. I still have a couple of other things to work out, but it looks like I might be going to that one too.
Awesome. Excellent.
So that's about all I've got. I don't want to sign out just yet because I don't want to screw up the way you've got your pictures until you switch over to wherever you're going.
That's fine. If you just turn your camera off, it should leave the rest of my overlay okay. Thank you.
All right, so I will see you all either on Thursday or next week.
Enjoyed it, man. See you later.
Well, it did kind of rearrange us there, didn't it?
It certainly did.
Well, I'd like people to be able to see. Let me see if I... Yep, sorry. I was wrong about stuff. We'll wrap it up quickly. We're going to go raid Rifle Stud here in a second. He's playing some game. Cool. Katie, announcements. Where will you be next?
I'll be where I always am, as streaming Ominous Watermelon here on Twitch. I'll be back on Friday with who knows what, some kind of scary game probably. Other than that, nothing new.
Mike, any announcements from your corner?
No, I'll be here causing trouble as usual.
All right, yeah. For our part, we'll be back here next week for more of the same. We might take a break after GalaxyCon Richmond because I'll probably be driving back, but I'll let you guys know more details as we approach that. Otherwise, we will be back next week. Tune in throughout the week. We have mini painting streams, we have D&D streams, we have other role-playing games and the like, sometimes video games. Always something coming up. I believe the next stream will be... should be Spelljammer on Wednesday night. No, that's not true anymore. Kristen will be streaming tomorrow, painting miniatures, unless something happens. So tune back in for that. In case you do not hear it anywhere else this week, please know and always remember that we love you guys. Look forward to seeing you back next week. Bye now!